Good evening and welcome to another exciting game between the Kewanee Boilermakers and the Princeton Tigers. The 126th meeting will be taking place tonight here on Hall of Fame night here at Kewanee High School. This broadcast is being brought to you by these sponsors, and they are the State Bank of Toulon, Tanks Auto Body, Edmore Chevrolet, GMC Truck, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, Wiffles Hybrids, People's National Bank, PM Performance and Cycle, Union Federal Savings and Loan Association, Guppy's Lake, Ace Hardware, and Bill's Auto Body. Now we're going to send it down to Matt Costenson. He will be bringing you all of the Hall of Fame induction people from will be taking place tomorrow night at Kewanee High School, but he'll be introducing them, and the families will be walking down the track.
Bring me that mic, will you? On behalf of the Kewanee Athletic Hall of Fame committee members, we would like to thank Superintendent Mrs. Bailey, the Board of Education, KHS Principal Mrs. Tidwell, and the faculty and staff of KHS for the support and use of these amazing Test. Okay, let's try this again. KHS faculty and staff, thank you for the support and use of these amazing facilities this weekend. Executive Director Dr. Jeff Johnson and Assistant Mindy Gord with the Kewanee Schools Foundation, a huge thank you for being such a huge supporting partner of the Hall of Fame Committee. And last but not least, a huge thank you to all of Boiler Nation for all of your amazing support. The Kewanee High School Athletic Hall of Fame was formed in 2002 and will be inducting its 11th class. And after this weekend, we'll be 192 members strong. Hall of Fame committee members include Tim Atwell, Secretary John Brzezinski, Bill Breedlove, Rick Cernovich, John DeBoard, Mindy Gord, Russ Hughes, Autumn McCarvey, Mike Myler, Tom Myler, Gary Salisbury, William Stewart, Frank Toka, and Chairman Matt Costenson. We would like to acknowledge a committee member that voted on our process for this 2024 induction class and is no longer with us. A longtime committee member, the late Mr. John Biggers. Thank you, John, for being amazing. You are truly missed. And now let's meet the 2024 class of the Kewanee Athletic Hall of Fame. First up is a friend of Kewanee sports, a 1969 KHS graduate who served as team managers and statisticians for several Boiler teams. Visitation coach for over 25 years, Kewanee Park League director, 2018 Citizen of the Year of Kewanee. Is currently the KHS football and basketball statistician. You have seen him roaming these sidelines for decades. A true Boilermaker. Please welcome Hall of Fame inductee, Mr. Gary Salisbury. Next up, friends and supporter of KHS is Goods Furniture. Founded by E.S. Good in 1895, Goods Furniture has been a cornerstone business in Kewanee. Each generation of the Goods family has left their mark on our community. The late Phil Good Sr. and his wife Mary have been major contributors. In 2000, the Good family donated funds, and in 2002 opened Goods Gymnasium. In 2008, the family donated funds to the Goods Learning Resource Center, transforming our Kewanee Library into what it is today. The Good family is still an active supporter of the Kewanee School District and the School Foundation. Here this evening, along with his mother and wife Kaylee, son Philip, Everett, and Jack, joining Phil Good Sr. as they carry on the legacy of giving to the future, and we appreciate it greatly. Ladies and gentlemen, friends of KHS Hall of Fame inductees, Switch Furniture. In the coach category, a 1982 graduate of, coaching several sports at Central Junior High, and at KHS, he made his mark as a Kewanee golf coach for 15 years, KHS head baseball coach for 6 seasons, girls cross-country coach, and as well as many assistant positions, including a particular football team. Please welcome Hall of Fame inductee Kurt Princeton. As a distinguished alumni, this 1993 graduate of KHS while at North Central College as a track and field athlete, this Boilermaker is a 2-time Division III All-American, competing in several indoor and outdoor events, and was a member of the 1994 National Championship team. Please welcome Hall of Fame inductee Nathan Breed. In the female athletic category, KHS class of 1978, this Boilermaker was a 2-sport athlete excelling in track and field for records in the 50 and 100-yard dashes still stand today. She was the 1976 District 100 meters champion, represented by her daughter, Devlin, as well as her other family members. Let's hear a round of applause for Hall of Fame inductee, the late Gloria Guy. Also as a female athlete, graduating from KHS in 1977, this 3-sport athlete participating in volleyball, basketball, and notably track and field, where she represented the Boilers as the first female athlete from KHS to compete in the state track and field competition. Ladies and gentlemen, Hall of Fame inductee, Karen Peart Krager. Distinguished alumni, 1984 graduate of KHS, and our next inductee was a 2-sport athlete for Augustana College, where he is a major contributor on 3 straight Division III National Championship teams from football teams from 84 to 86. In track, this 2-time individual national qualifier still holds the Augie record for the javelin throw of 197 feet 7 inches. Let's welcome to the Hall of Fame, Eric Wogat. In the female athlete category, the 2013 KHS graduate and 4-time track and field state qualifier, this Boilermaker holds KHS records for the shot put and the discus, and is a state runner-up in both events during her senior season. Our first inductee from the Ponset, ladies and gentlemen, Hall of Fame inductee Freya Block Watson. Category of male athlete, KHS class of 1983, a 4-year 3-sport athlete of cross-country, basketball, as well as track and field. In high jump, this inductee set several meet records, including Rockman relays during his career. He was a state qualifier in high jump as well as a member of a 400-meter relay team. He still holds school records for high jump at 6'9". Ladies and gentlemen, Hall of Fame inductee Steve Couple. I think it's still working across the school. Also, in the male athlete category, this 2012 KHS grad was a 4-year varsity letter winner in football and wrestling. This athlete was the Illinois Football Coaches Association Class 3A first-team All-State selection in 2011. A captain on the 5-4 playoff qualifying team, and in wrestling, he was a 3-time regional individual champion. Finished his wrestling career with over 80 wins, and was a 2-time state qualifier at 285 pounds. Please welcome to the Hall of Fame inductee Cal Breedlove. This distinguished alumni inductee is a 2000 graduate of KHS. He attended Illinois State University until winter of 2002. He answered this nation's call to duty and enlisted in the United States Army National Guard. Assigned to Galvin National Guard Unit, active duty for 18 months, 13 of which were served in Iraq during support of Iraqi freedom. He received an Army Commendation Medal with honor for his actions in battle on Easter Sunday during the Battle of Holy Week. Upon returning home, he joined the Kewanee Police Department in 2006 and was named Officer of the Year in 2010. He worked 5 years with the Black Hawk Area Task Force and was an undercover narcotics agent. Working hundreds of cases, he earned several accommodations from KPD, CPD, Illinois State Police, and the Federal Department of Justice. He was promoted to sergeant in 2013 and promoted of the Kewanee Police Department in 2020. He developed several community programs before his retirement on November 14, 2023. This Boilermaker has also been an IHSA official for football, basketball, and baseball, an original founder of the Kewanee A's baseball program, and as a director of the local Nolan Team baseball tournament, he and his volunteers have raised over $40,000 in financial assistance for local children and families during medical hardships. Going above and beyond is just what this Boilermaker does. Ladies and gentlemen, Hall of Fame inductee, Nicholas Welgott. This male athlete inductee is also a 2012 grad, 4-year letter winner in football and track, also played 2 years of basketball. He holds KHS records for most rushing yards in a football game with 391 yards, 2,923 career rushing yards, touchdowns and rushing touchdowns in a game with 5. In track and field, he was a 3-time state qualifier in long jump, 100 meters, and 200-meter dashes. At the 2000 state meet, in his final season as a Boilermaker, he finished 3rd in the 200-meter. He won the state championship in the 100 with a dashing time of 10 seconds, 6.61 seconds, and with a leap of 23 feet 3 3/4 inches, won the state title in the long jump as well. Represented by his family tonight, Hall of Fame inductee, Dante Pryor. And finally, the 1993 football team. The Boilermakers finished 9-2 that season and were undefeated NCIC Southwest Conference champs. 3A playoff qualifiers finished the season ranked 5th in 3A. Kewanee was coached by Ray Christikos. His assistants were Bill Pan, Dave Neuenhouse, Dave Van Neuenhouse, Tim Chikevich, Steve Salisbury, Kurt Freestead, Tim Brody, and Tim Werkheiser. Rostered athletes: Brian Vincent, Garner Simpson, Scott Salisbury, manager Willie Stevenson, Matt Polanos, Robert Tuthill, Dwayne Davis, Marcus Deary, Ed Polanos, Jason Dan, Dave Peach, Alex Vera, Gary Waits, Brian Saul, Brian Forrest, Troy Briner, Steve Witt, Bill Battersby, Chad Stollenberg, Jim Beck, Steve Kaminsky, Chris Kerr, and Trafton Hodge. With us this evening, Jeremy Brown, Eric Goldslager, manager Adam Happenstall, Stephen Welgott, Brian Simmons, Paul Lippens, Zach Swimmerman, Bobby Ince, Mark Rizzardo, Tim Dennison, Jeff Black, and Big Larry Dillinger. To hear way more information and inductee interviews about these Hall of Fame inductees, please join us for induction ceremony beginning at 6:15 sharp tomorrow evening in the Peterson Auditorium. Open to the public and free of admission for what promises to be an amazing night honoring these Hall of Famers. Please come out and join us. If you are unable to attend the event in person, we invite you to look for the recorded ceremony on the KHS Sports and Special Events page on YouTube. Again, 6:15 in the Peterson Auditorium. We look forward to seeing you there. Congratulations, and let's hear it for all of the 2024 inductees of the Kewanee High School Athletic Hall of Fame. It truly will be an amazing event. I hope to see all of you out there. And let's go Boilers!
And I think you just heard that the Matt Costison, the head of the Kewanee High School Hall of Fame Committee, just introduced all of the folks that are going to be inducted tomorrow night after a nice meal, and it's going to be really nice to see. And they, of course, are coaches Kirk Friestead, distinguished alumni Nathan Breed, Eric Welgott, and Nick Welgott, friends of Kewanee High School Sports Goods Furniture, and Jerry Salisbury. Female athletes Gloria Guy Hawkins and Karen Peart Krager. Also Freya Block Watson, and male athlete Cal Breedlove, Steve Kuffel, and Dante Pryor. And the team is the 1993 football team. Looking forward to seeing Kewanee play some good football tonight. It'll be a tough road to hoe, as they say, or road to hoe. I'm not sure what they call it, but I think that's what it is. My name is Russ Hughes, alongside is Jeremy Peart, and I want to go through our sponsors once again after Matt Costison was able to talk about all of the folks that were a part of the going to be a part of the Hall of Fame class of 2024. And once again, they are the State Bank of Toulon and Tanks Auto Body, Edmore Chevrolet, GMC Truck, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram Trucks, Wiffles Hybrids, People's National Bank, PM Performance and Cycle, Union Federal Savings and Loan Association, Guppy's Lake, Ace Hardware, and Bill's Auto Body. So I want to thank all of our sponsors making this broadcast on WKEI Regional Daily News, 102.1 FM and 1450 AM possible. On behalf of our community, we are grateful to all of our sponsors for giving those who couldn't make it in person the opportunity to listen in and tonight to also watch. So we really appreciate the opportunity. Thanks again for WKEI for allowing us to do this. And we're seeing the both teams warming up here just a little bit. And again, Princeton comes in with a sparkling record of 3-0. And they're looking to go past the second or the third round this next year, trying to get to the semifinals in high school football, and we'll see what they do. They are led by a young man by the name of Noah Laporte. Now, Laporte is a senior this year. He was hurt the second game of the season, so he was not able to play as much. I think he had just a tweak of one of his a hamstring or something such as that. But in looking out there, I do not see him out there right now warming up, and they might be holding him out. He's number 11. Do you see number 11 out there, Jeremy? I do not.
I haven't noticed him yet, no.
Yep, and we'll just see what happens here, but it should be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun game for sure, Russ. One of the state's oldest rivalries dating back to the 1890s. It's a storied one. It's one that every team looks forward to on the schedule and circles, and it's really been a challenge lately in these last few years, 5-10 years really, for the Boilermakers. They've come away with a couple of victories in that time frame, but Princeton's really been stacked perennially in the top, ranked in the top 5 in 3A, and just a powerhouse in this part of the state.
We're looking forward to seeing a real good game tonight between these two teams. A couple things I wanted to bring up. Again, it's the 126th time that these two teams have met, and right now Princeton has got it on Kewanee a little bit here, but so you've got it on somebody a little bit here and there. But it's the next year that counts, and right now Kewanee has got the opportunity to do something about it. So the Boilermakers need this game tonight. And if you're going to look at a couple of things, if you're playing defensively for Kewanee, you must respect the running ability of Casey Etheridge and Ace Christensen. Now, last year, and Jeremy and I went over and did the game over in Princeton, if I remember correctly, Jeremy, and it was like 39-14, I think it was the game. But in that respect, Ace Christensen was the difference in the game. It wasn't. It was not Casey Etheridge. And Casey Etheridge is just a junior this year. He was a sophomore last year, and he was setting it up, everything on fire, going down the field, but not against Kewanee.
Yeah, I think he ended up with something crazy like, 3,000 yards, some crazy amount of yards and touchdowns that he had last year as a sophomore. So coming in as a junior. But like I said, there's a lot of weapons on this team, and you can't just key on one. You've got to really play good, sound, stay home on defense, fill your gaps, and you got to try to win against a really good team.
You mentioned Casey Etheridge. He had 1,897 yards last year, and Ace Christensen had 738 yards last year. But again, they have got a pretty good throwing quarterback. He is only 5'9", but the line has been really good for the Princeton Tigers, and Kewanee is going to have to do a good job of keeping them at bay. They're going to have to put some pressure on the quarterback, Will Lott. He's a 5'9", 165-pound senior out there, and Ace Christensen, by the way, is a 5'6", 155-pound senior, and Casey Etheridge is a 5'10", 180-pound junior. I think where Princeton is able to get Ace Christensen out in, we call it space. He is able to go ahead. He's a shorter individual, and he gets out there. He's like a water bug. I'm not being negative when I say that. I mean, it's boom, boom, boom. He's out there in space, and he really makes it happen.
He's that quick scat back type that you really have to try to corral, and if he sees a seam, he can get through it quicker than you think he can, and he's got the speed to turn it on and take it to the house.
By the way, I want to say, again, thanks for listening. My name is Russ Hughes, alongside Jeremy Peart for this action tonight. And we'll be on the road next week, by the way, at Hall Township High School in Spring Valley, Illinois. And the Boilermakers will be taking on the Hall Red Devils. And that game will be on the air. We'll be on the air at that time at 6:30, and the game time will be 7 o'clock. So you know about that. Also, the weather here is picture perfect. Very few clouds in the sky, and it is no wind that I can see out there at all. And again, we really appreciate you taking the time to listen to us and to watch the game here. Don't forget about the Hall of Fame. It's going to be tomorrow night. And I also want to make mention, too, of the radio show that we have on Friday mornings. And if you'd like to do that, you listen to it. We talk about Kewanee sports, which is kind of nice to do, and if you're able to have the time to do that, it's about 8 o'clock or 8:15 when the show starts, if I'm not mistaken, Jeremy.
Yeah, it is. That's we have a fun time doing it. Get on there and get to talk about all the different sports. The Boiler Shop is a good time to go over the week and what's happened, and look forward to the week ahead. And we don't only highlight football, but all the different sports, and try to mention everybody that's had something good happen for that week.
And by the way, we're looking out here at the Kewanee High School band. William Lee is one of the drum majors, does a great job, and what a wonderful horn section, and also one of the best percussion sections in the entire state, not just here. And it's really nice to see what they do and how they do it. And by the way, we're looking forward to seeing our local VFW. They'll be showing the colors. They'll be going up in the air, and we really respect what they do. They do it for all the football and basketball games. And Jeremy, who do we have out there? I think that you know most of the guys out there, if I'm not mistaken.
I see Duarte and Taylor out there. Also,
Conley.
Tyler Johnson is out there, and Conley, the four captains for the Boilermakers, as they get their instructions from the referees, and they're also going to do the coin flip, which looks like they just did. Well, looks like the Kewanee won the toss and deferred to Princeton, who should take the ball, I would imagine, here.
Yes, they will. And by the way, Kewanee's band is led by Miss Brittany Crone as well as Alex Bennick, and they are an award-winning band. It is a marvelous band. Also want to make mention, too, of the fact that Ms. Rebecca Bainey is the superintendent of schools here. Thank you so much for allowing us to bring you these broadcasts, and also the Kewanee School Board, as well as the folks that are responsible for this. Of course, Tim Atwell is their athletic director at Kewanee High School. Thank you so much for allowing us to bring you these broadcasts. We're going to have the playing of our national anthem momentarily here, but the Kewanee school song first, if I'm not mistaken. Boy, they're sounding good again, aren't they?
Well, look, they really fill up that field out there, too, with that and the flags and just all the pageantry of a Friday night here at KHS Stadium. You know what? It would probably be really dusty out there if it wasn't for that beautiful turf that they have. So maybe get some little black rubber pellets, but no dust, as it definitely would be. It is everywhere else in town.
Well, this is not a must-win for Kewanee, but they would like to win this game tonight strictly because of the fact that they are going to be playing against a very good team. And they played very well against a very, very good team last week who was undefeated. Kewanee did defeat Riverdale the second game of the season. The first game of the season, they lost to Erie Provincetown by just a very small margin. I think it's 10 points are keeping Kewanee from being perfect. And they found their offense swagger a little bit the second week of the season against Riverdale. But then last week, it was boom. It was all Kewanee. You can imagine. Unfortunately, Monmouth Roseville scored late in the game with about 3 minutes and 36 seconds left to go, if I'm not mistaken. So they were able to pull the victory off against Kewanee. But a lot of people looked at that game and said, oh, Kewanee's going to get blown up. And they were not blown out, folks. They gave Monmouth Roseville everything they wanted. And by the way, next week, you know who's going to be playing Monmouth Roseville?
Would that be Princeton?
It is.
Well, someone won't be undefeated then if they can make it through this week, which we sure hope the Tigers don't make it through tonight. But we'll take a look and see how that works. But, yeah, 2 undefeated teams in the division, and they face off next week.
Yeah, it should be a fun time. We're about 5 minutes and 38 seconds before the start of this football game, and we're looking forward to seeing what happens. First of all, let me give you the defense for Kewanee because Kewanee's going to start on defense. First of all, the defensive ends, Joey Janey, a 6'1", 185-pound senior, and Braden Conley, a 6'1", 200-pound senior. The tackle is Tyler Johnston, one of the captains, as you mentioned, he and Conley both. And Tyler Johnson, 5'10", 220-pound senior. The nose guard is Leo Gandaria, 6'3", 320-pound senior. The linebackers, and these are 3 really good ones, folks. Middle linebacker, Alex Duarte, 6'2", 230-pound senior. And the 2 outside linebackers, Waylon Lambert, a 5'7", 170-pound senior. And Trishawn Jeffers, he is a 5'10", 170-pound junior. And the safeties are Dontavian Thomas, 6'1", 165-pound senior, and Abram Hicks, a 5'11", 160-pound junior. The cornerbacks, Ben Taylor, a 5'8", 165-pound senior, and Brady Schultz, a 5'10", 175-pound senior. These are the cornerback, and now we're going to be having the Kewanee High School song, and we also want to give you the offense then for Princeton, if we could. They were led by Will Lott, their quarterback, a 5'9", 165-pound senior. He has been running the offense nicely, and he had about 80 or 90 yards last week of offensive prowess. He really knows how to throw the football, Jeremy.
They know how to score as well. They dropped 60 on Sherrard last week, so that's a high-powered offense on the other side of the field.
Also, the running backs, Casey Etheridge, a 5'10", 180-pound junior. He you mentioned a heck of a lot of yards.
1,800-plus yards last year as a sophomore.
And Ace Christensen's the other one, the 5'6", 155-pound senior. And the line I believe it's Noah Laporte will be the tight end. But I don't see him out there. They're probably not going to have him play because he was dinged up a little bit last week, as we mentioned. He's a 6'6", 215-pound senior. And the offensive line led by Cade Odell. I remember him from last year. He's a man. Goodness gracious. 5'11", 260-pound senior. And Anthony Vizhanov, he is a 5'9", 240-pound senior. And Rhett Pearson is the center for Princeton. He's a 5'9", 165-pound. I'm sorry, a 5'9", 230-pound junior. And we might be seeing Noah Laporte's brother. He is a 6'4", 210-pound sophomore. He's got that height, and he can leap and grab that football, obviously.
Yep, that's a couple of talented brothers right there for sure, and we may be able to see at least one of them tonight.
So we're looking forward to seeing the Boilermakers if they can. You don't want to let them get out in space, Jeremy. That's the big key. You need to get out in space, obviously. Now we're at the playing of our national anthem. And Hall of Fame night here, 2024. Looking forward to a real good game here for both these teams, especially Kewanee, obviously. What a nice job that time by the Kewanee High School band, as it is every single time that they get out there, Jeremy. They're unbelievable the way they do things.
Yep, it's a joy to watch. Mr. Alex Binnick has that band tuned up just perfectly.
Really does, and between he and Brittany Crone, they have been, it's been a solid situation year in and year out, and they do well. They have a lot of people. There's more people in the band this year than there has been, and it just keeps going on and on and on in a positive way.
It is for sure. It's he's building a band program for sure, as the Tigers come running out onto the field.
Got a nice
couple of flags.
Sorry, they're also got a lot of people over there, huh?
Oh yeah, I'm sure it's a big deal in town to come and follow this team everywhere they go, especially in the conference, especially the oldest rival that they have here, the Boilermakers.
And the Breedlove Traveling Trophy will come to the winner of this particular game. By the way, don't forget about the State Bank of Toulon. For over 120 years, the State Bank of Toulon has been nurturing dreams and helping farmers grow with competitive loan rates, operating loans, leases, or lines of credit. They specialize in business and agricultural lending. Whiffles Hybrids is proud to sponsor Boilermaker football and your hometown hangout. Perfect place to kick back after the Friday night lights at Guppies Lake. Don't forget about Ed Morris dealerships, Ed Morris Chevrolet, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram in 2 places in Kewanee where a handshake still matters. Don't forget about Tanks Auto Body. Go Boilermakers, Tanks Auto Body. They are beyond the repair. And Union Federal Savings and Loan Association, take charge today. Open a checking account with Union Federal and get some of the best fraud prevention available. Visit online, myunionfederal.com. Union Federal Savings and Loan Association, member FDIC, and become a part of a winning team. Visit acehardware.com/careers and search Princeton. And Jeremy, we're looking forward to a very, very good game tonight. Let's see what they got deep over here. And I think one of their players, see if we can't get it out here. There we go. And
is that number 12 back there? Caden Gibson.
That's him.
Number 12.
Yep.
Back deep for the Tigers. You know, the Boilermakers really got to see if they can continue on that momentum that they did build up down in Monmouth. The first 2 drives in the first quarter was really all Monmouth, and everybody was a little bit shaky. You know, we knew how good a team they were, and they came out and really had 2 good drives to begin. But really, the rest of the game, Kewanee outplayed Monmouth. Unfortunately, just weren't able to get that last touchdown in, but the Monmouth was. So if Kewanee can regain a little bit of that mojo that they caught in the last 3 quarters last week, we should have a good showing tonight.
We're going to probably see a lot of Ace LaFalle out there tonight on defense for Kewanee. And, of course, Joy Janey is one of the defensive ends. He's a 6'1", 185-pound senior. I like the way he plays for Kewanee. He is a real tough young man. So let's see what they can do here. Split out on the 2 ends. Kewanee has got some speed out there. Let's see what they can do. And see if Kewanee can stay away from those penalties, Jeremy.
Yep, that was a killer last week for sure, and it always is. So there's the kick.
High and deep, and with the football is...
they kicked it up there short. It looked like Ryan Jagers caught that ball and came forward a few yards. So they're going to start off very close to Kewanee territory. Looks like about their own 49-yard line.
And I do not see Laporte out there. Do you see him out there? Because he's a game changer. He's got that 6'6" frame.
It's easy to see too usually.
Yeah.
So if you don't see him, he's probably not out there.
And there is Lott. He is their quarterback, of course, Will Lott. And Kewanee's going to be facing that crossbuck here again, Jeremy, like they had all last week. Their man in motion is Etheridge, and he's going to go. He's going to have some running room. He's going to be brought down maybe 7 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 3. And that was Ace Christensen. I'm sorry. There's number 3. Apologize.
That was number 3? Okay.
Yep, sorry.
Yeah, not a huge hole there. The Kewanee defense did a good job of filling the lanes. Tough running inside, though, as he drug a couple of would-be tacklers for a few extra yards. And it's going to bring up, it looks like about second and 4.
This time Under center is their quarterback Lot, and he pitches to the right, and again, real good job. This time by Kewanee. A little bit of maybe a yard or so gain, not much. Good job that time. Coming over there, Ben Taylor. Also for Kewanee coming over there was Graydon Lewis. Lewis starting on defense. Boy, he was quick to the corner, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. They did a good job of stringing that out. Fortunately, it was enough for a first down for the Tigers as it moves the chains into Kewanee territory, about the 38-yard line of the Boilermakers.
11 minutes left to go in the first quarter. No score. Kewanee kicked off to start the game. The ball is going to be given to their running back, and that, once again, is their very quick running back, and that is Casey Etheridge. See what they got out of that. Brady Schultz comes over there from his linebacker position. A gain of 6 in the play. It'll be second down and 4 from the 33-yard line of Kewanee.
Well, keeping it on the ground so far here, Russ. As long as they're getting chunks of yards like that, I don't see any reason that they will go to the air.
Man in motion. It's Christensen now in the back. The ball's going to be thrown out the flag, and it's caught over there, and he runs out of bounds. And, of course, that is Ace Christensen again.
On cue, as I say that, they go to the air, and nice little run out completion right there to get another first down for the Tigers.
They're going to try about anything they would like to. They want to make sure they get all their cylinders going, and Kewanee just has to make a couple of stops here. This happened with Monmouth Roseville again last week, like you mentioned, Jeremy, first couple of times, and they were able to go ahead and score. Kewanee came battling right back, though. Pistol position this time for Lott, the quarterback. And now the ball is going to be given the crossbuck. We talked about that, and he's off to the races. And he is going to go in for the touchdown. That is Casey Etheridge. That is a 26-yard touchdown run. We talked about that before the broadcast started.
Yep, there it was. They've had some trouble dealing with that particular formation and play this season. And on the first time the Tigers run it, they do get a 26-yard touchdown for Etheridge.
Here comes the kick for Princeton, the point after attempt with 10:04 left to go in this first quarter. There's the spot. The kick is up, and it is good. So 7-0. 10:04 left to go in this first quarter. Hall of Fame night here at Kewanee High School, and there's a lot of people that come back for Hall of Fame tomorrow. I believe it starts at 4 o'clock with a kind of a reception where a lot of the athletes that have been inducted into the Hall of Fame, they come back, and it's nice to see them talk with the new inductees, and it's fun to see the way things are handled by Kewanee High School and the Hall of Fame committee. So Jeremy,
workmanlike drive right there for the Tigers as they went down. So 10:04 left. So that didn't take up a whole lot of time off the clock either. I think it was a total of 5 plays on that drive, and they covered about 51 yards on those 5 plays.
That 50 yards, that's a short field for them, obviously. And now getting ready to kick off for them will be Landert. Make that Morris. Kick is going to be deep, and it's going to be taken there from in the corner, and being hit and going down for Kewanee.
Preston Stabler, number 2, with the return on that one. Nice open field tackle by the Tiger on the coverage there. So Kewanee will take over. Looks like we're at about our own 13-yard line, 14-yard line.
Kewanee's offense is out there. Colson Wellgott's a quarterback of 5'10", 160-pound senior. And Alex Duarte, of course, is the workman-like halfback, I should say, for Kewanee, a 6'2", 230-pound senior. The fullback, Ace Christensen, a 5'6", 175-pound freshman. And we'll give you the rest of the team as time permits. Under center is Wellgott. He gives it to the first man through, and that is LaFollette. He is going to be brought down at about the 18-yard line. Gain of a couple on the play. It'll be second down and 8. See if we can get the ball out there to where you're able to
That was a nice little run, a little cross buck of their own for the Boilermakers right there. A little misdirection. LaFollette took it off the far side for, well, it looks like about 4 yards.
Well, I'm glad of that. I'm glad it wasn't the 2 like I said. Split out to the near side. It's Ben Taylor. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, don't down round them. Let's round them up, right?
There you go. And with the football on the ground, and did Kewanee get it back, hopefully? Fumble in the play that time. That looked like a timing play. Usually that's what happens when you have a miss handoff there.
Yep, Boilermakers lucky to get that back. You don't want to give the Tigers the ball back at this point of the game or this place on the field for sure. Brings up 3rd down now. 3rd and about 7. Lost about a yard on that play.
8:54 left to go in this first quarter, and Kewanee trailing right now 7-0. Ben Taylor split out to the far side, and Markel King is split out to the left side. Kewanee actually has trips to the far side. 1 man in the backfield, that's Duarte. And now they're going to come outside. Princeton is 5-yard penalty. They're trying to bury Kewanee deep, thinking there's going to be a pass play there.
Good job by Wellgott right there at the hard count. He got pretty much the whole Princeton line to jump off sides on that one. So that'll make it a much more manageable 3rd and 3. 3rd and 2, really.
Yep. And now would be a nice time to have that young man, Alex Duarte. They haven't even touched the ball yet.
It would be a good time. This is the spot. You need 2 yards. Let's see if the Boilermakers can go out there and get it.
And Boilermakers under center, Colson Wellgott. 2 men in the backfield. The ball is going to be given to that gentleman we just talked about, Duarte. He's going to be hit once, twice. He's going to be knocked out of bounds, and he's going to be shy of the first down, I think.
Yeah, going to lose a couple yards on that one. They strung it out pretty good. The Tigers did. So that'll bring up a punt for the Boilermakers.
And back to punt will be Colson Wellgott for Kewanee. And, yep, and going back for Princeton will be that same gentleman you talked about
Number
earlier.
12, Caden Gibson.
Yep.
He's a 5'5", 120-pound senior.
This punt is going to be up in the air. It's going to hit at the 35 and take a Kewanee bounce and get up to the 50 to the 48-yard line of Princeton. That's where they will start 1st and 10. That ball went straight up in the air, but it had perfect impetus on in English on it to make it go up the field.
Fortunate bounce for the Boilermakers, right? So actually Princeton will be starting a little further back than they did on their first series. They will be, looks like, right at about the 47-yard line, their own 47-yard line. The Tigers take over with 7:52 left here in the first quarter. Boilermakers unable to get anything going on offense on their first series, and Princeton takes over after a 5-play touchdown drive on their first possession.
26-yard touchdown run, unfortunately. And the ball's going to be quick pitch to the left-hand side. Kewanee's trying to string it out, and they still get down the field, and it's still on his feet. It's going to be a 1st down to the 41-yard line of Kewanee, and that is Ace Christensen.
About 12 yards on that carry is just a little sweep off to the far side, and he picked his way through for another 1st down for the Tigers.
1st and 10 for Princeton in Kewanee territory now at the Kewanee 41-yard line. Now, quick pitch, and this is a real quick play. Good job that time coming in and making the play by Schultz. Also Duarte on the play that time.
Who carried that one, Russ?
That was
that Etheridge, number 1?
That was Etheridge, yep.
Okay, looks like you got about 6 yards on that.
Quick. What'd you call that, a power?
Turbo. That's what they were calling it.
The
Boilers call it when they line up quick and just get the snap off.
And once again, the only man in the backfield is Etheridge. The quarterback lot under center. He is going to give the ball to him. He goes right up the middle. He's going to be hit once, twice, 3 times. Conley over there fighting hard, and also coming over there for the Boilermakers this time was Oswaldo Sanchez.
Is that Eli Berlin there, number 40 on the carry?
Yes, it was. Thank you. And now we're going to have a timeout call, an official timeout. One of the Kewanee players is still down. Is that Sanchez, maybe? Yep. Yeah, it's really hot tonight, folks. You know that from the way things have been. And hopefully that's just a cramp. Even it hurts like heck, folks, but, it's injury-wise, it's not so bad. Now, a couple of years ago, during the COVID thing, what they would do would be to have the teams take a water break. Remember that?
I do, yeah. That was probably the best defensive play so far for the Boilers. You only got about maybe 2 yards on that carry up the middle. They were lined up tight in that wing formation and handed it to the fullback Berlin straight up the middle. Good job by the interior Boilers defensive line of stuffing that play. Brings up a 3rd and 2.
Big thing here the Kewanee would like to do here, I think anyway, is if they're going to go around one of the two ends, let's go ahead and string it out as much as possible and don't let them get that extra yards.
You got it in tight again in that wing formation.
Yep, and you mentioned the same gentleman there, man in motion. He goes in the crossbuck again, and he's got a lot of green ahead of him, and that is Ace Christensen. And he is not stopped until he goes down to the 14-yard line maybe.
About a 20-yard run on that for, that was Christensen.
Yes. So 15-yard line is where it is.
So the Bows continue there with that crossbuck.
Yeah.
It's just they're really deceptive with the handoff, and maybe that run up the middle might have set that one up the play before.
1st and 10. Ball is quick pitched again. This is a quick pitch, and Kewanee grabbing a hold and stopping him from going ahead. Going to have a few yards out of it, though. And one of the better plays, actually, huh? Was there a flag on the play?
Yeah, they stuffed him pretty good right there. I think that was Etheridge on the carry up the middle. Late flag came out after the play was over.
Personal foul against Princeton. That'll move it back 15 yards from the spot of infraction, which is, I believe, close to the 15-yard line. Let's just check and see where it's actually being marked out from the 10. So it'll be back to the 25-yard line, it looks like. 26-yard line.
Well, you get a play like that. That's where the Boilermakers D really wants to step up right here. They've got, about 2nd and 20 to get into. They need to get about the 5-yard line for a first down. So big series right here. If you can get them stuffed on a couple of plays, keep them out of the end zone.
So 2nd down, running off the field. That time was Ace Christensen. And now we're going to have what? Too many people in the huddle, maybe? I think it had too many people in the huddle. I could be wrong, but you can't do that, and that's a penalty also on Princeton. Because he ran off right at the very end. He was in the huddle.
Well, generally, if it is, if they're blowing the whistle before the snap, it's probably something against the Tigers.
Yeah.
Yeah, he lays the laundry down on that one, and they do switch out their personnel. But that'll probably cost them, 5 yards?
Yep. That's 5 yards. Illegal substitution, just like we thought about, would be. So it'll be 2nd down, and that is moving them back. Hey, that's a real good way to do things.
That's the correct direction for the Boilermakers. That's the way they want to go. So that's going to bring up 2nd and 26 now from the 31-yard line of the Kewanee Boilermakers.
Okay, and looks like Lott is giving some instructions to his running back. Man in motion right now is Ace Christensen. To the left side, he's looking to be passing. That's a crossbuck again, but Kewanee cannot stop him. And now we're going to have Christensen, and he is brought down at about the Joey Janey gets him down. Go ahead.
34 looks like it's bringing it up. Looks like he got about 17 yards on that carry.
Another big play here if Kewanee can keep him out of the end zone here. Maybe get something going offensively. Do you think it's going to be 2-down territory here?
Well, we'll see. They might want to try it out. Let's hope we get to that problem here, and let's keep them out of the first down zone and the end zone as well.
Lott in the shotgun position, looking to pass, looking to go across the field, and now it's going to be thrown out in the flat. It's going to be caught over there. Kewanee defending it well, but they let him get by down to the 10-yard line. 7-yard gain. It'll be 4th down.
Did you see who caught that ball, Russ?
It was one of the. It was either Christensen or Etheridge. Sorry.
All right, so 4th down. Yep, they're keeping the offense on the field. 4th and 6 right here for the Tigers. Oh, they're going to actually call a timeout here and think about this one. So big play coming up early here in 3:28 left in the first quarter. 4th and 6. 4th and 6 for the Tigers at their own 14-yard line.
Yep, 3:28 left to go in this first quarter, and as you mentioned, Jeremy, we try to keep you guys abreast of the score of the game. It's 7-0. The Kewanee Boilermakers facing the Princeton Tigers. Princeton leading the Boilers 7-0 here. Princeton driving. It's 4th down, as Jeremy mentioned, from the 10-yard line, and it's 4th down and 5. We'll see what they decide to do here. And again, we do not see the Northwestern University recruit out there, who is Noah Laporte, of course. Okay, after the timeout, they've got 2 left. Kewanee has all 3 of their timeouts left.
They're still going to go for it here, Russ.
And it's going to be given to the first man through. Nope. It's on the crossbuck again. It's going to be close to the first down. Did they get it? No, they did not.
Seem to think they stopped him. It is down there close to the 5-yard line, but looks like they're going to be just short, maybe a yard short on that. So the Boilermaker D stiffens up, does their job right there, and turns the Tigers over on downs.
Wow, that was just a great play by Kewanee to go ahead and keep them out of the end zone. And whether they had penalties or not, it's still part of the football game. So Kewanee will get the ball back, starting 1st and 10. And the Boilermakers once again are led by Colson Welgott, the quarterback. Ace LaFollette, the fullback. The halfback is Alex Duarte. Z-wing is Ben Taylor. And Dontavian Thomas is the other wing. Ball's given to the first man through. And they are watching Duarte real strong, aren't they?
Yeah, nothing doing on that carry there, as it was just a handoff off guard there. And it was stuffed pretty much for no gain on that.
So it'll be 2nd down for the Boilermakers. They're at their own 6-yard line. Be nice to get a few first downs there, get something started for Kewanee. Other people have scored on Princeton, and Kewanee's offense has been doing a pretty good job for the most part ever since that first game.
You'd like to get out of the shadow of your own goalposts here, get a little room to breathe and work with, and see what they come up with here on 2nd and 10.
And under center is Colson Welgott. Now we're going to have
timeout Kewanee.
Yeah, exactly right. That clock was down to almost 0. That darn clock.
You don't want to go backwards here?
No.
When you're on, where are they at right now? It looks like about the 7-yard line, on their own 7-yard line. So, well, so far what we've seen, it was a good defensive stand right there by the Boilermakers. They were helped out by a couple of penalties, personal foul, and then a legal substitution for the Tigers, pushed them back. But the Boiler D did hold. They stopped that crossbuck short of that first down, and they took over. Unfortunately, first play, nothing doing there, stuffed up the middle, so we'll see what the Boilers dial up here on 2nd and 10 from their own 7-yard line.
And it's hard to know exactly what to do here because, if you pass the ball, and it's an incomplete pass, it just gives them the opportunity at that point in time to get a real short field again. You don't want to do that. You want to get some positive yardage here.
Yeah, big series right here. The Boilers' offensive line has to really prove that they can give the offense enough time, and let's see how it works out.
And the ball's going to be a quick pitch again, and coming across the line of scrimmage and bringing down Duarte immediately. It'll be a loss of a couple in the play.
Good tackle right there by the Tiger. That's number 14,
Lott.
Will Lott. Yep. Open field on Alex Duarte is not an easy thing. He had a head of steam coming at him, and he got his head low and took his legs out and stopped him for no gain.
Now it's got to be a pass, so it's going to be 3rd down and 10 from the Kewanee 6-yard line. Let's see what the Kewanee came up with here.
Hopefully it's something kind of a quick drop right now, because I bet the Tigers are going to bring the heat.
And the ball is going to be in. Close and well got looking to pass. He throws the ball on the flat. It's going to be almost caught. Now that ball was on the ground, I think.
Or not. They're thinking about it right here. Looks like
they're
he did
saying,
catch it, so that's an interception for the Tigers right there. They'll take over at the Kewanee 26-yard line.
Yeah. I'd love to see that again. I wish we had an instant replay up here, Jeremy.
Well, it would be nice. It'd be a tough angle from where we had. He was facing straight back to the quarterback. He leapt forward. Couldn't tell if he trapped or not, but the official saw enough to give him that interception. So Tigers take over. They're in that tight wing formation again.
Same thing. Going back to pass. This time is Lottie throws the ball up and it's going to be incomplete. Good job of getting back there by Ben Taylor.
Yeah, he had some separation there between he and the defense. Lott couldn't get the ball out there far enough for him. He had to slow up for it. Gave Taylor time to come back and get in the way of that play. Unable to haul it in, so that'll bring up 2nd and 10 from the Kewanee 27.
That was Brennan, by the way, on that pass, trying to get it out to him. Not a very well thrown ball, was it?
A little bit short, needed a little more air under that one, and could have been a touchdown.
I formation, quick pitch to the right side and cutting it back in. And Kewanee comes up and makes the play. Good job that time. That, once again, is Christensen.
About 8 yards on that carry for Christensen.
So it'll be 3rd down and 3 for the first down. 1:22 left to go in this first quarter. 7-0 Princeton with the lead, but the most of the game has been played in the Kewanee half of the field. And most of it in the, as you mentioned, right in the shadow of the end zone, huh?
Yeah, it has been. Let's see if the Boilers can come up with the big defensive play here.
Lott under center, going to be given to the ball once again, and it's going to be close to first down. And coming there making a play.
Berlin there on that carry again, up the gut. Let's see where they mark that ball.
Yeah, Tyler Johnston, they're also in there for Kewanee.
They did give him the first down on that, so 1st and 10 Tigers at the Kewanee 16-yard line.
Kewanee needs another turnover, don't they? They need to have a turnover of their own, don't they?
That's what you need to look for right here.
1st and 10, the ball again on the, as Jeremy mentioned, on the 17-yard line. 1st and 10, and this ball's quick pitch to the left-hand side. Christensen looking, he cuts it in. Boy, this is a much better job by Kewanee. He does get some 4 or 5 yards, but a much better job by the Boilers. Over there stringing it along like we talked about, that would be good to see happen over there. Conley is over there, also over there.
Dontavian Thomas did a good job on that tackle as well. He got free from his blocker, and they held him to a 3-yard gain for Christensen on that play.
Okay, so it's 2nd down and 8 from the Kewanee 13-yard line. The ball is going to be kept, and Kewanee stops him again. That's the last play of the first quarter, 7-0. And so the Kewanee will be facing, again, a couple more downs. Hopefully we can get him stopped here.
Yeah, that was Duarte with a real nice tackle on, I believe that was Etheridge with the carry that time. And he stood him up in the middle, met him in the hole, and dropped him, I think, for probably no gain on that, maybe a yard.
So 3rd down and 7. And really good job. Can't.
Well, that first quarter was a lot of Princeton. The entire game was basically played on the Kewanee side of the field, as the Boilers were able to stop the Tigers on their second drive, turned them over on downs. Unfortunately, on the second play after that, turned the ball over on an interception back to the Tigers, and that's the end of the quarter. After that, they got 1 first down on this drive so far. There was a Boilermaker a little shaken up out there. I think that was Ari Simmons. Slow to get up after that last play, but he's walking off under his own power as the teams switch sides, and it will go down to the north end of the stadium for the second quarter. No wind to talk about, so it doesn't matter really which direction you're heading tonight at all, because it's just a beautiful, perfect night for football. And
Temperature is what, Jeremy? You won't believe this when I tell you this.
it's cooling off fairly quick. That's a nice thing about this time of year. It's not very humid, down below 80 now, but I'm sure it was up about 90 just a couple hours ago when that sun was shining. But it's turned out to be a beautiful night here tonight, and the Boilermakers are down right now 7-0 to the Tigers. Here comes the first play of the second quarter.
You can see what they're planning here. Again, now over on the right-hand side, Lot is in an empty backfield, except they do have the Ace Christensen as well as they have got an awful lot of firepower. And these kids really know how to block. That team knows how to block up front. And that should have been a legal procedure there because 70 just pulled real fast.
Yep, and they did throw the flag and stop that play, so that's going to push them back another 5 yards. So it's going to make it about 3rd and 10 now from the 17-yard line of Kewanee.
Damian Dalrymple got caught that time for doing that. And again, when you got two guys like Ace Christensen and Casey Etheridge, you really are pretty darn good in that backfield. But their line is just something to behold. They are really work hard to get that line. And a couple of their linemen have gone to major colleges.
Yeah, it's quite a system they have set up here. And it's fun to watch, but not fun to play against.
With the football is Lottie's under center, and he's going to give the ball. No, he's going to give the ball on the end around. Can they get it down to the 10, the 5? Oh, caught from behind by Duarte. What a nice play by Alex Duarte that time.
Yeah, that was a little trickery right there as there was a fake handoff. They hit Christensen running around the edge, and Duarte was the only man out there, and he had enough quickness to lay out and get the ankles and stop him just probably less than a yard short. So we're going to be fourth and 1 at about the 6-yard line.
So a gain of about
9 on that,
play,
I think,
yeah.
for Christensen.
They're going to say are they saying it's a first down, Jeremy?
Oh, they just switched it over. Yep, they must have looked it over, and they're going to go. It's going to be 1st and 10.
First and goal from the 6-yard line now for the Princeton Tigers. Mr. Lott under center. Their quarterback, and offside I formation. Ball's given to the first man through, and that is going to be Casey Etheridge, and that's a 6-yard touchdown run with 11:27 left to go in the first half, and the Boilermakers facing a 13-0 score as of now. Kewanee's had the ball twice, 3 and out, and then the second one was also 3 and out, so a total of 6 plays. Getting ready to attempt the extra point will be Ian Morris. And the kick is up, and it is good. No good. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it looks like the Boilers had a little pressure on that, and he pushed it off to the right side. So after attempt, no good.
13-0, so that's good for the Boilermakers. By the way, for over 120 years, the State Bank of Tulane has been nurturing dreams and helping farmers grow with competitive loan rates, operating loans, leases, or lines of credit. They specialize in business and agricultural lending. Bill's Auto Body is your locally and family-owned auto body shop for over 60 years. Wiffles Hybrids is proud to sponsor Kewanee Boilermaker football. PM Performance Cycle in Kewanee is the area's leading motorcycle repair and service center since 2016. Let Ken and his team fix your ride right. And also, don't forget about Guppy's Lake, your hometown hangout, perfect place to kick back after the Friday Night Lights. Ed Morris dealerships, there's 2 of them in town here. The GM dealership on the east side and also on Tenney Street. Ed Morris Chevrolet Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Chrysler, where a handshake still matters. And Tanks Auto Body. Go Boilermakers, Tanks Auto Body. We are beyond the repair. And become a part of a winning team. Visit acehardware.com/careers and search Princeton. So the Boilermakers will be receiving this kickoff. Back to receive it for the Boilermakers. Looks like we're going to have
Dontavian Thomas back there and Preston Stabler back deep to receive the kickoff.
And looks like there's a heck of a lot of room in between the 30 and the 48-yard line here. And here comes the kick. And it is going to be long and deep. And getting it is Dontavian Thomas at his own 5-yard line. He brings it, cuts it up the field, and he's going to be brought down a little bit short of the 20-yard line. And the Boilermakers will start there at the 19-yard line, 1st and 10. 11:21 left to go in the first half. 13-0 Princeton with the lead.
Yeah, the Boilers so far only have, I think, 6 plays from scrimmage. So really need to get out, hold on to this ball, let the defense rest a little bit, get a couple of first downs, and see what we can get going on offense here.
With the football are the Boilermakers, and again, they're in their own territory. Did they give them to the 20-yard line, Jeremy? They did.
Yep, that was a generous spot for sure. I thought it was more about the 18, but just shy of the 20-yard line is where the Boilers will take over on their 3rd possession of the game.
Oswaldo Sanchez comes back in the game, and now a timeout going to be called by Kewanee. That's their 2nd timeout. Must be something crossed up so far as
didn't like something they saw in that one, so they go ahead and take the timeout, and they'll talk this over. This is an important drive right here. You can't put that defense right back out there, as they've been on the field most of the game. Really got to try to at least flip the field position, and get some positive yardage.
So Coach Conley, the offensive coordinator for Kewanee. By the way, I should mention that the head coach is Matt Taylor for Kewanee, assistant coaches Nick Christakos, Courtney Conley, Jared Hahn, Rick LaFollette, Corey Tavares, Mike Weir, and Max Taylor. So Courtney Conley is the offensive coordinator, and I believe that Coach Matt Taylor calls the defensive signals. So see if we can get going here. 11-12 again left to go in this first half. Kewanee with a football. And Kewanee's now called 2 timeouts. They've got 1 left. Princeton's called 1. They have 2 left. And under center is Colson Walgott. Now he's going to go back into at the 15-yard line into the shotgun formation. And Duarte is the only man in the back. Now I've got an empty backfield. Ball's going to be thrown off. And it's going to be caught over there. Nice pass that time. And Kewanee will have the first down of the night. That was a nice catch. That time by, I believe that was Graydon Lewis, the 5'10", 165-pound senior.
Was that number 3 that caught it?
Yeah, Graydon Lewis. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nice pitch and catch over the middle. Nice little stop hook route right there to get a first down and get some positive yardage for the Boilers.
Ball out to the 31-yard line. 1st and 10 for Kewanee. Deuce to the 2 slots. Now out to pass is going to be Kewanee's Colson Walgott. Is that caught?
Nope, the official's right there waving it off. So it was real close, trying to tap the toe on the sideline. You need 1 or 2 feet in high school inbounds.
1.
1, okay, so it's like college.
Yep.
Just 1 foot inbounds, and that'll get you a catch, but the official is right on top of that one. Said no catch, so that'll bring up 2nd and 10 for the Boilers at their own 31-yard line.
Marquel King comes in with a play, giving it to Colston Walgott, the quarterback for the Boilermakers. 2nd down and 10 for Kewanee, and they're at their own 31-yard line. And Ben Taylor is split out to the right-hand side, and ball's going to be quick pitch, no given. Instead to Taylor, he goes up the gut, and he's going to be brought down about the 36-yard line. So that'll be a gain of 5 in the play. It'll be 3rd down and 5. Much more manageable, as you mentioned before, Jeremy, getting those 5 yards.
Yeah, that was a nice little delayed handoff up the middle to Taylor, who squirted forward for about 5 yards and brings up an all-important 3rd down right here. You need to find a way to keep these sticks moving.
Dontavian Thomas brings the play in. He's going to be split out to the left-hand side. And I like that little bit of a wrinkle there for Kewanee. Trips to the right-hand side, 1 man to the left, 1 man in the backfield, Alex Duarte. He's going to be faked, and the ball's going to be thrown in there. It's going to be out deep. Oh, my goodness. Dontavian Thomas was wide open. He had about 3 or 4 steps. Good move that time. I bet you they come back with that and have a little more air underneath that one. That's a touchdown.
Good play call right there. The line did a pretty good job of giving him enough time to wait back there. Unfortunately, just overthrew that one out of the reach of Thomas.
4th down and 4 to go for the first down. See what happens here. See if the Boilermakers decide to go for it, or are they going to punt? And Colson Walgott's going to be back. He can throw from this situation. He's at his own 27-yard line, Jeremy. Let's see what happens here, huh?
It is a nice option to have when your punter is your quarterback as well. Makes the defense really pay attention to it.
And there is the kick. No, he's going to keep it. He's going to run for it. He's going to be close. Oh, he's going to be knocked out of bounds just short of the first down at the 40-yard line. Boy, he took a hit.
Yep, he laid it all out on the line right there. Unfortunately, the Tiger The one Tiger that could stop him came up and popped him pretty good. He's going to be about a yard short of that first down, but valiant effort there by Welgott as he gained 4 but needed 5.
And Lott, the other quarterback, I think is the one that made the play.
Oh, was it?
I think it was the quarterback for Princeton that made the play. I could be wrong, but that's what I thought it was. So if it's 1st and 10 for Princeton, they've got the ball at the Kewanee 40-yard line, and they would very much like to put the ball in the end zone again. 9:57 left to go in the first half.
I don't mind that call right there, Russ. You're only 5 yards away from getting that first down and maintaining possession. The punt wasn't stellar last time, got a good bounce, but unfortunately the Tigers were just able to stop them, and they do take over in Kewanee territory again at the 40-yard line.
Delay of game now on Princeton, 5 yards back. And so this will start now at the 45-yard line, but this time it'll be 1st and 15.
Well, yeah, they do keep getting penalized here. The Boilermakers did a good job on the one series where we did stop them on downs. And let's see if that extra 5 yards can make the difference here. Get a stop on first down, and that'll help.
Gavin Lanham out there, by the way, too, one of the receivers. Now everything is going to be in Kewanee. Oh, almost got Lott. It's going to be almost intercepted by the Boilers. Boy, oh boy, Lott got pushed down pretty good there. That was a great job by Kewanee's Schultz to come in through there, and he almost had the ball.
Yeah, he had a Boilermaker right in his face. That was Schultz that got back. Yeah, he rushed that play, and he was forced to put that ball up for grabs. And Graydon Lewis had his hands on it, but it was a fight for the ball as there was 2 Boilers and a Tiger right there with their hands on it, and it fell incomplete. So that brings up 2nd and 15.
They're going to do it again. They have 2 slots now back with the football, and the ball is going to be thrown out there. It's going to be caught over there, but immediately on the hit. And by the way, Lott got hit too, but good sportsmanship by Kewanee. They help him up by Johnston, and that's going to be a gain of about 7 on the play, or 6 on the play. Check that. So it'll be 3rd down and 8 for the first down for Princeton from the Kewanee 38-yard line.
Yeah, that was pressure right there. Joey Janey came through and put a big lick on Lott right as he got rid of the ball. But he was able to get rid of it and gain about 7 yards. That brings up 3rd and 8 at the Kewanee 38-yard line.
They're going to throw the ball up here, you think, or are they going to run it?
I think they're going to throw on this one here.
Yep, and you're right, and they did. It's thrown out and flat, and it's going to be Kewanee does a good job of keeping a good amount of pressure over there, Jeremy. So good job by the Boilermakers again. 4th down, it was going to be 5 to go for the first down, but Kewanee strung it out nicely.
Yeah, 15, Reinhardt caught that pass and went forward for about 3 yards on it. But that brings up a 4th and 5 for the Tigers.
Kewanee was just in that situation at this end of the field not very long ago. Back in the shotgun formation is William Lott, their quarterback, and it's going to be kept by him. He rolls out. He's being pressured. The ball's going to be thrown out there. It's going to be caught. But is it going to be a first down? I can't tell.
That would be number 10, so that's Ryan Jagers that caught that. Nice catch right on the sideline. Got the 1 foot in.
Well, unfortunately, there's a first down. The ball down out of the 26-yard line. And that was a tough throw to run and throw the ball against your body like that by William Lott. Nice play by him.
Yep, good pitch and catch. They've went to the air on this series, getting a little work on that. The Boilers have gotten some good pressure, just short of dropping the quarterback on a couple of those, and they're back to the wing tee here.
Yep, and here it comes, and good job coming over there by the defensive end over there for the Boilermakers. And I believe that was...
I think it was 21. That was Schultz again. He did a good job bringing Etheridge down as they ran him on the cross up in the middle there, but Schultz jumped on his back and brought him down for a gain of 1.
Wait, we've been saying Schultz's name a lot, haven't we?
Oh yeah, he's got some really good hands on the offensive side of the ball from the tight end position too. So he had some good hands on that one as he did not let go of Casey Etheridge.
Brady Schultz once again making some good plays there. Again, tight formation, running play usually from this situation. Man in motion, and the ball's going to be given the first man through. Bounces it outside. Kewanee is going to push him out of bounds at about the 21-yard line. It's going to be a gain of about 5 on the play. Running the football that time, I believe.
Berlin again, number 40 on that, I do believe.
Yep.
Good job by the Boiler defense. He he plowed through a couple of those tackles, but they strung it out, and that's going to bring up 3rd and 6.
So William Lott gets the play from the sideline, comes in, and this is big for in this game. This is a big series right here, especially with this type of a play. I formation now under center is William Lott, the quarterback for Princeton. He has the football. He's going to get the ball to the second man through. And, oh, what a play over there by the Boilermakers. That was a nice play by Leo Gandaria.
Yeah, Gandaria just swallowed him up right there as he came running right up the middle. That was Etheridge again, and probably a gain of maybe 2 on that.
So 4th down and 4 for Princeton. Big play coming up here for the Kewanee Boilermakers and the Princeton Tigers. The defense has been playing much better. They're figuring this out, Jeremy, and that's what's fun to see.
The line plays figured it out. They've been able to sniff out which player has the ball, and they've been making solid tackles on this drive. Let's complete it right here and hold them short at 4th and 4.
Lambert comes in for Kewanee, and now Kewanee's going to jump off sides.
I don't know that they threw the flag on that.
They called timeout.
Timeout.
You're right. Good.
It was, the Kewanee player did. He came running right up the line. I think he was just kind of faking going across, and they didn't like, Lott didn't like something that he was looking at on the Boilers D, so they called the timeout. 6:19 left in the half. Princeton up 13-0. Threatening, but it is 4th down, 4th and 4 at the Boilers 20-yard line.
Well, they can just get things going here. We saw a spark of it the last time throwing the football, and then you're going to open up your running game at that point too, Jeremy.
For sure, yeah. They've been keying on the run game. Duarte's got 3 carries for -1 yard. Taylor did have a nice run on that last series to get it to a 3rd and manageable. Unfortunately, weren't able to convert the site. They did get one first down last series, but weren't able to get that second one as they went forward on the fake punt and came up 1 yard short. 1 first down so far here for the Tigers, but big play right here, 4th and 4.
Under center is the quarterback, William Lott. 1 man in the backfield. He's going to get the ball. No, it's in the crossback. Oh, Kewanee gets it. Kewanee stuffs him. What a job by the Boilermaker defense.
That was kind of a jailbreak right there, Russ, as most of the Kewanee line came across. They were trying for that crossbuck again, but the Boilers defensive lineman about took the handoff on that one as they had 1, maybe 2 fakes in there, fake handoffs, but by that time the Kewanee defense was all over them, and the Boilers will take over on downs at their own 24-yard line.
Joey Chaney, one of the players that got in there, if I'm not mistaken.
51, 61 was in there as well, Tyler Johnston. That was a really nice play by the Boilermakers as they came up, stepped up and made a big play. Let's see what they can do on offense here.
On offense for the Boilermakers, again, Ace LaFollette in the backfield, along with Alex Duarte. Duarte, the up back. And now the ball's going to be given. Quick pitch to LaFollette. Tries to get it outside. He's going to be brought down. It'll be a loss of about 4 in the play. Get down back to the 18-yard line, if I'm not mistaken.
Nothing doing right there as that was a fake up the middle, quick pitch out to LaFollette, but he had a Tiger right in his face as he took that, so that's going to be a big loss of 5 right there on that carry.
Markwell King comes in with the play from the sidelines. Colson Welgott will bring his troops up to the line. And the Boilermakers back on offense. Let's see if they can get something going here. Man in motion is LaFollette. Now he stops. And the ball's going to be back to pass. Here's Welgott. He's going to be hit once, twice. He's going to be hit and pushed down at about the 11-yard line.
Yeah, going the wrong way right there. They had a blitz coming right up the middle. Welgott avoided the initial pressure, stepped up, but nowhere to go after that, and that'll be another pretty sizable loss for the Boilers as they lose about 5 more yards on that.
So that'll be with 5 minutes left to go in this first half. Boilermakers have got a long ways to go, about 20 yards, I'm guessing. Ball sitting on the 14-yard line, Jeremy?
Yep, 14-yard line, 3rd and 19, let's say.
And now they just jumped off sides. And so the Kewanee will have 5 yards going forward. That's nice.
That doesn't hurt.
Nope. And the clock starts right away again. And now coming in is Dontavian Thomas replacing Markwell King. And Colson Welgott He's got that wrap on his right knee. You notice that? He got banged up from what I heard that game at Monmouth Roseville. Duarte now on the slot on the right-hand side. Nobody in the backfield except for Colson Walgott. He gets the football looking to pass, and it's going to be across the middle. It's going to be incomplete. It was intended to be a screen pass for Dontavian Thomas. In and out of the hands. It'll be 4th down.
Yeah, it was a good play design right there. They split it all out wide, 5 wide receivers, and really spread the field. Kewanee let a couple of the blitzers come in on him, and he passed it over top, but unfortunately Thomas wasn't able to gather that one in. He might have had a little bit of running room on that one right there.
Yeah. Gibson back to deep to get this punt from Colson Walgott.
I think we'll see him kick this one.
I think so too. And he gets it. And it is a nice kick, and it's going to be a fair catch called at the 47-yard line. Walgott has been punting better each time.
Yeah, he had pressure right up the middle there, too. It was a good job getting that ball off, as Tiger was in the vicinity for sure. He could have got a hand on it, so the Boilers lucky to get that one off. Unfortunately, it is still on their side of the field, as the Tigers will take over at the Kewanee 47-yard line.
So 1st and 10 for Princeton. They've turned the ball over on downs a couple of times. They've not had to punt as of yet. They've kicked off a couple of times. Kewanee, by the way, will have the ball to start the second half.
See if the defense can continue their good play. They really were getting a lot of penetration through the line on that last series, and were able to stop the Tigers. Let's see if they can replicate that as he's back to pass.
And he throws the ball in the flat. It's going to be incomplete. And it'll be 2nd down. Clock stops on the play. Coming in for the Boilermakers is Eli Dennison, a freshman, 5'11", 175 pounds. It's nice to see people getting involved in the defense as well as the offense at such a young age, Jeremy.
For sure. Dennison had a couple of good plays last week in Monmouth as well. I remember looking his name up, and he was a difference maker.
He sure was.
2 freshmen now getting some playing time for the Boilermakers.
So 2nd down and 10 for Princeton. And again, they're at the Kewanee 47-yard line. Lott in the shotgun formation, looking to pass. It's going to be a screen. It's going to be no good. Boy, there was Katie bar the door there. There was 3 players for Kewanee, and one of them was Dennison. And Johnston.
Lambert was back there on the pass. He nearly picked that screen pass off. They wanted to let the pressure come back and then dump it just behind the advancing defenders, but the Boilermakers had that one sniffed out as Waylon Lambert had his hands on that ball when it was flared out to the receiver.
And they've not made any mistakes so far as turning the ball over. Princeton, I'm talking about. Kewanee has 1 interception, but let's see what they can do here. Trips to the right-hand side, back to pass is Lott, their quarterback, throws the ball out in the flat. It's going to be incomplete. That's going to be 4th down then, Jeremy, and they're going to want to punt here, I would think, with 4 minutes exactly left to go in the first half.
Looks like they're bringing out a different team, so probably going to punt this one away. Good job again by the Willard D, who's really come along. Kind of the same thing as last week. Last week, those first 2 drives at Monmouth, they kind of got shocked and surprised and gave up 2 touchdowns. Same thing here today. A couple early touchdowns, but then the defense has stiffened up, figured things out, and really made some plays.
Jordan Reinhardt back to punt for Princeton, and that was almost blocked. And now it's going to be caught at the 10 or 14-yard line, and turning it upfield is Ben Taylor, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds at about the 24-yard line. Let's say 25-yard line. So 1st and 10 for Kewanee, and again, they stopped him. That was the first punt that Princeton's had tonight.
For sure. You get you just slowly turning the tide a little bit. You get these little victories. Now you get a couple of first downs, maybe a big play. If you can find that big play. They've been available. Thomas was wide open on that one. Unfortunately, we weren't able to connect. But if they can strike like that, you got to find a way to get Duarte the ball. I know Princeton's keying on him like crazy. There's a couple of guys following him everywhere, but.
1 timeout left for Kewanee, by the way, and the ball's going to be given to Duarte. He's going to jump over people, and he can be brought down. Not much of a gain there, if anything.
They know to go low on Duarte. They're really just taking his legs out, and he hasn't had a chance to really get free at all.
We're going to say no gain on the play. It'll be second down and 10 with 3:33 left to go in this first half. Princeton leading it by a score of 13-0. This has been the last 3 times that Princeton's had the ball. Kewanee has controlled the flow of the game at that point, I believe.
Let's see if they can get a first down or at least flip the field here before half.
Deuce backfield now for the Boilermakers. Under center is Colson Well. Got a quick pitch now to Taylor. Lewis. I'm sorry.
He might have been looking. I guess there was no receivers downfield, but he almost kind of paused for a minute, like he had the ball, like he was thinking about throwing it. Which something like that's not a bad idea. They're really pursuing heavy, but it ends up being another run there for no gain for the Boilers.
So that was Taylor. I thought maybe it was Lewis. Lewis has played an integral part in this football game, both defensively, and we've seen him offensively do a pretty good job too.
Brings up 3rd and 10 for the Boilers here. Let's see what they dial up.
Markel King is split out to the right-hand side and trips to the left-hand side. Let's see if their linebackers blitz this time. They've been doing it. And it's going to be a quick pitch to Duarte. He's going to get across the line of scrimmage and get up to the 30-yard line. So it's going to be 4th down. It'll gain a 5 on the play.
Able to get some positive yards on that one. Unfortunately, it's already 4th down, and at the 30-yard line, I don't know. I think you probably got to go ahead and kick this one. It's still only a 2-score game, and you're going to have to. I don't know. We'll see what they dial up. Good to see positive yardage, though, for Duarte, as I think that might have been the same play that he went for 60 yards last week against Monmouth. Unfortunately, there's only 5 on this field.
1:50 left to go in this first half. Back to punt will be Colson Walgott. And it'll be a center snap. Walgott waiting it. Now he gets it. He's going to get the punt off, and it's going to be good. It passed the 50-yard line. And it's going to go down. It'll be the worst field position of the night for Princeton at their own 36-yard line.
Well, there we go. Let's have a few plays on the Princeton side of the field at least. Like I said, the momentum is slowly turning. At least we're slowly moving the ball back. We weren't able to get the first down or the big hit on that possession. But if the defense can continue to play like they have been, maybe we can get the ball at least starting the second half. 1:27 left. I don't anticipate. Maybe if they come out trying to pass, maybe we can pick them off.
Eli Dennison comes back in the game from that defensive line. He's seen a lot of action out there. Good to see a young man out there. Now Tavian Thomas over here trips to the left-hand side for Princeton on the near side of the field. In the shotgun formation is Wilmot. He hands it off, though, and gets it into the hands of Ace Christensen. And he's down the sidelines. He finally is brought down at about the 49-yard line, I believe.
Etheridge, I think, number 1 on that one. 17-yard gain.
You are so right. They're almost.
They look alike. Yeah,
interchangeable.
1 and 3. Just look for the number.
And he gets it again, the same guy. And this time, coming over there, Kewanee gang tail. Oh, nice play by Kewanee. Their defense really stepping up to it.
Yep. Everybody was really rushing to the ball right there, getting low on Etheridge, and he still continued to push forward. He got about 3 yards on that.
Ryan Jaggers split out to the left-hand side, 2nd down and 7 at the Kewanee 45-yard line. Back to pass. It's going to be caught over there, and going out of bounds is Ace Christensen. He's going to pick up about 3, I think. 3. It'll be 3rd down and 2 with 53.4 seconds left to go in this first half. Coming in for Kewanee, by the way, is Adrian Buss. And he will replace Gandaria. 3rd down and 3. Back to pass. It's going to be out in the flat. It's going to be knocked down by the Kewanee defense.
I think that might have been, was that Braden Conley out there on the edge? I think it might have been number 53. He got his hands up. But one of the Boilermakers out on the edge there did a nice job getting their hands up and knocking that ball down. That's going to bring up 4th down, 4th and 3 now for the Tigers at the Kewanee 41-yard line.
They're going after it pretty hot and heavy. I'm talking about Princeton with 50.9 seconds left to go in this first half. Maybe a mistake here. It looks like it's going to be a pass. Slot to the left-hand side. Lott looking to pass. Instead he goes to the other side, and he pushes the ball up the field. It's going to be knocked out of bounds, and he'll have the first down.
Yep, he was quick enough to get the edge right there. There's a Boilermaker in pursuit behind him, but he got around. He really showed his speed right there. Needed 3, got probably 4.
So it'll be 1st and 10 from the Kewanee 35-yard line.
46 seconds left in the half. Ball rests at the Kewanee 35-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Tigers.
Kewanee would surely love to get this stopped. And again, they get the ball to start the second half. They deferred. They won the coin toss, as Jeremy mentioned, and then they deferred to the second half. And the ball now into the hands of the quarterback, Lott. And now he's giving it to the ball, trying to get out of bounds. He's going to be knocked out of bounds. It'll be a good job over there by Kewanee. They're knocking Lott around a lot.
I get it.
And for Kewanee coming in again is Gandaria. And he will replace Adrian Buss. Also coming in is Markwell King. And he will replace... Trying to see who that... Oh, that's
Schultz.
Schultz, yeah. Brady Schultz. 2nd down and 10 with 41 seconds left to go in this first half. The ball is going to be quick pitch to the left-hand side, trying to get around the corner, and he cuts it in. And this time, textbook tackle by the Boilermakers, Dontavian Thomas.
Yeah, that was nice open field tackle on a really good running back right there. Dontavian got low, took his legs out, and brought him down by himself. That was a gain of 3 yards.
So it'll be 3rd down and 7 to go for the first down with 30.7 seconds left to go in the first half. Again, the Boilermakers trailing the Princeton Tigers at this juncture of the game by a score of 13-0. Kewanee has had a couple of drives, one where they were able to go ahead and get one first down, but they've not been able to do a lot other than that, and they would like to get a couple drives going, especially after they make some adjustments at halftime, and we have seen that a lot. Now we're seeing they're going to call a penalty on Kewanee. Is that what they're doing?
Timeout, I think. Princeton called a timeout, so I'm not sure if something happened during that, but we'll see what's going on. But, yeah, Kewanee would really love to keep this score 13-0 at half down. You're 2 touchdowns, 2 extra points away from the lead. So you'd have to feel pretty good. The defense has really come on and played a lot better, but they've got some work to do here. We know 33 seconds left, but it is 3rd and long here for the Tigers, so big play right here if the Boilermakers can come up with a stop.
And they're looking probably to pass it out here, or else maybe even do the crossbuck like they've been doing. No, they were just pointing, saying Kewanee still had 1 timeout left, like you mentioned, Jeremy. So it'll be 3rd down and a long 8 for the first down.
Some questions over there on the Princeton sideline, so while they get this straightened out, Boilers defense will get a little breather. As they've been on the field most of this half here, as it won't take long to add up the stats for Kewanee, I'll tell you that.
Well, the thing that is so important is the fact that the Kewanee defensive unit has been running people in and out, especially on that line, to keep them fresh. And Coach Pearson out on the field, not happy about something. I'm trying to figure out what he is not happy about. He's leading 13-0 towards the end of here of the first half, and with 33.1 seconds left to go.
Yeah, not sure. That was it was a timeout by Princeton. I thought they were over there talking things over. They come out on the field, line it up, and there's been some discussion over on the far side of the field. But it looks like the officials are coming back.
They should talk to Coach Taylor, though, the same thing. They should tell him what's going on.
Looks like he's asking the side judge over here.
Yep. So 3rd down and 8. And back to pass is Lott, the quarterback. He's got some time. He's going to roll out. He's being chased down now by Dennison. He's going to knock out of bounds. He's going to throw the ball. It's going to be incomplete or not? Or was it complete? Oh, was that a late flag? Oh, my.
Well, it looked, he threw the ball right at the Princeton receiver was back there, had his back turned. The Kewanee defender did not turn his back, but they were right there, and the ball hit the receiver. It's on the far side of the field. I don't know if there was anything early there or not, but I know the flag came out really late.
So it's going to be, if they do call this a first down, or is it against Princeton? We don't know. It's against Kewanee.
Pass interference?
Yep. 23.2 seconds now left to go in this first half. It's taking a long time in this first half, and it's going to be a First down, obviously, for Princeton. The ball down to the 18-yard line. So 1st and 10 for the Princeton Tigers. They move the ball about 33
into the red
yards.
zone. Into the red zone right now at about the 18-yard line of Kewanee. So 23 seconds left, 1 timeout left for Princeton, and 1st down and 10 at the 20.
Lott's going to get the ball on the crossbuck. No, he's going to try to get it around the end. And now we're going to have a hold finally called on Princeton. And that's going to come back with 15.4 seconds left to go in this first half. Yep.
Yeah, you find yourself on an island out there on the big sweep coming this direction, and little tug on that. It was sort of an obvious one to see. Like I said, when you get out and it's just you and the other man, it's pretty easy to see if you're tugging on any jerseys or anything. They do it on every play anyway, but it's real easy to see on one like that. So that's going to push the ball back for the Tigers. That's going to be
a lot of penalties for them,
that's their
huh, Jeremy?
6th penalty for 50 yards so far.
Wow.
So that has really hurt the Tigers so far in this game.
So 15.4 seconds left to go. Are they going to try a
field goal? Looks like
field goal?
A field goal on 1st down. They're going to run
Watch
the
the
clock down
fake.
here.
Watch the fake. And here's the center snap.
It's going to be a 45-yard field goal.
And it's going to be, he's got plenty of leg. Is it good? Yes, it is. So that would make the score then 16-0.
So when they kick it from the 35-yard line like that, that's a 45-yarder because you get the 10 yards from the end zone. So, wow, a lot of leg, yeah. It wasn't even – he could have kicked that one a 55-yarder probably.
And the pressure was there too, but we've seen that a lot here this year with Riverdale and with Erie Provincetown and with Monmouth Roseville, now with Princeton. The 4 people that Kewanee's played, they have been kicking a lot of extra points, but also we've seen 2 field goals, and that was the difference in the game last week against Monmouth Roseville was the field goal. Otherwise, it was a tie ball game, would have gone to overtime.
Yeah, that late field goal right before half, just exactly how this worked out. So, well, the Boilermakers got their a big job cut out for them to go ahead and let's get that lead like we held it last week. But it's going to be tough against this team. This is a really good team, but you got to be encouraged how the Boilermakers have fought. The first 2 touchdowns came fairly easy for the Tigers, but after that, the defense really settled in and made things tough on the Tigers, and they weren't able to get the last couple drives in. They were able to get that field goal right there, but 1 second left. We'll see if they squib this one or how this works out.
Ian Morris will attempt the kickoff. Back deep, Dontavian Thomas. And it's going to be a deep one, and that is Preston Stabler to get it. And he's going to down it right there with 0.6 of a second left.
Well, they must start the clock when he catches the ball.
Yeah. So Kewanee will be off on offense again. Let's see what they can come up with here. And Kewanee's offense, they've got to come up with some different things. We're going to listen to the band here at halftime. We're going to be our sponsors first of all, and then we'll have the playing of the band. We know you want to hear the band. They sound so good. An award-winning band, obviously. So the ball will be at the 9-yard line, where maybe they're just going to take a kneel here. Let's see what they're going to do. And Welgott will do that. He'll take a knee, and that is the end of the first half. With a score, Princeton leading at 13-0, and we want to go ahead and tell you about our folks that are sponsoring this game. We really appreciate the fact that they do that. And we want to thank all of our sponsors making this broadcast from WKEI Regional News 102.1 FM and 1450 AM possible. This day, Bacon Toulon, Tanks Auto Body, Ed Morse, Chevrolet, GMC, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram in the 2 locations on Tenney Street and on 34 East. Also, Whiffles Hybrids, People's National Bank, PM Performance and Cycle, Union Federal Savings Loan Association, Guppy's Lake, Ace Hardware, and Bill's Auto Body. Jeremy, you've got some stats you'd like to go over for us, please.
Yeah, let's do that. I know we're going to start, they're going to switch down to the band, correct?
Yep, but
okay, first off, I'll just go through. For the Tigers, first half offense, 103 yards on 12 carries for Casey Etheridge. Will Lott had 1 carry for 4 yards. Christensen had 6 carries for 58. Berlin had 3 carries for 9. A lot through the air. He threw the ball 12 times, completing 6 of those. So 6 out of 12 for 34 yards. Christensen had 3 catches, 18. Reinhardt 1 for 3. Jagers had 1 catch for 6. So 208 total yards for that. Boilers, on the other hand, 7 yards total first half. So.
Well, that tells you a lot, unfortunately. They're doing the, right now, the pom-pom girls. The band will come out here in just a minute. But let me go ahead and give you some more information if I possibly could, and that is, for over 120 years, the State Bank of Tulane has been nurturing dreams and helping farmers grow. With competitive loan rates, operating loans, leases, or lines of credit, they specialize in business and agricultural lending. Don't forget about Bill's Auto Body, your locally and family-owned auto body shop for over 60 years. Also, PM Performance Cycle in Kewanee is the area's leading motorcycle repair and service center since 2016. So let Ken and his team fix your ride right. And also People's National Bank, your local bank since 1928. Check out their mobile banking app, available on iOS and Android. Ed Morris Chevrolet and GMC Truck on the east side of town, and Ed Morris Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram on Tenney Street, where a handshake still matters. Tanks Auto Body, go Boilermakers. Tanks Auto Body, we are beyond the repair. Also, become a part of a winning team. Visit acehardware.com/careers and search Princeton. Also, Union Federal Savings Loan Association, take charge today. Open a checking account with Union Federal. Get some of the best fraud prevention available. Visit online, myunionfederal.com. Union Federal Savings and Loan Association, member FDIC. And Jeremy, if you saw the first half, you would say, oh my goodness, that was just a bad game for Kewanee. In actuality, they played very well, and you alluded to that fact. So tell us what your thought was on that, Jeremy.
Yeah, again, like last week, they just seemed like caught sleeping here at the beginning of the game. They just wasn't able to make the plays or make the stops, and they gave up 2 early touchdowns to the Tigers. But after that, the defense really settled in and came up with some big stops. The plays weren't big gashes like they were before. They were holding them to 2-3 yards instead of the 10-12 yards. So good job by the Boiler defense. Offense, on the other hand, just wasn't able to get it going. Like I mentioned, 7 total yards offense in that first half, 1 first down. It just never got going. The few carries that Duarte did have, I think he carried the ball 5 times. 4 of them were either loss or no yards. He did finally get 5 yards on that last one, but they're really going low on Duarte. They're keying on him for sure. These kids know each other, and they know who the big player is on the Kewanee side, and they're really looking to stop him.
And once again, we'll mention to you, this is Hall of Fame weekend for the Kewanee Boilermakers. Again, we have a wonderful Hall of Fame induction ceremony, which will be taking place tomorrow. It'll be 4 o'clock will be a reception time, but then after that, it's going to be a dinner that will be invitation only, and then the Hall of Fame ceremony, I believe it starts at 6:30, Jeremy. And I think we're going to send it up top here now for Jacob Doan, and he is our videographer. Thank you so much, Jacob. And he's going to have our award-winning Kewanee High School band, and this should be a fun time.
We hope you enjoy the band performance of the 2024 marching band show entitled Pure Imagination.
What is it you want? Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I think so. I think so. You should be good. Yep. Yeah, as far as I know, we were good. I gotta go down real quick.
And back here once again at Kewanee High School Stadium at the performance by the award-winning Kewanee High School Band under the direction of Miss Brittany Crone and as well as Mr. I cannot believe how well these two people do things.
That's quite a show they put on right there. That's awesome. You can see why the awards are coming their way because, I mean, it's not only just, the actual playing of the band, but, man, they're moving all over. That's college-like production right there.
Alex Bennick has been doing this for a long time here, and now Miss Brittany Crone has been also doing it for quite a while, and they work well together. That's the nice part about it, so our congratulations to them, obviously. And, it's fun to see people not only go out for sports, but band. We're talking about the arts. We're talking about the FFA. We're talking about the plays that they have here at Kewanee, all the different things, and the people are getting involved in it tremendously. And by the way, I just wanted to make mention that Kewanee will get the ball to start the second half. It should be a fun thing to do, obviously, and we're looking forward to seeing the Boilermakers hopefully get the ball down the field, get some points on the board, and keep that vaunted offense for the, the Princeton Tigers, who are very, very good. And, Jeremy, you got some more stats, right?
Yeah, you could call them a vaunted defense, too, because that's really been their signature tonight for the Tigers. As I mentioned before, 7 yards total offense for the Boilers in the first half right there. Just not able to get anything going. A couple of big plays that were near misses. Maybe Kewanee can find a way to hook up on a couple of those here as they will get the ball back here first. But for Princeton, in their first half, it was 174 yards on the ground for them, 34 yards passing for Lott on 12 attempts, 6 out of 12 for 34 yards. Etheridge was the main ball carrier. He had 12 runs for 103 yards. Christensen carried the ball 6 times for 58 yards. Berlin had 3 carries for 9, and Lott had one important one for 4 yards, as that was a 4th down, and he got the first down on that one to keep the ball moving. But they were not able to score on that last drive. They were not able to score a touchdown. They did have to settle for a field goal, and that moved it up to 16-0. So it's still actually a 2-score game in theory. But now the most you could do would tie, and you would need 2 touchdowns and 2 two-point conversions. So that is a big field goal right there for the Tigers. And let's see how they come out of the locker room. This is always important right here. You got to take care of the ball. You want to get some sustained offense, and hopefully we can let's make our production about times 10 what we had in the first half. Let's get that in this first drive here, about 70 yards. How about that?
That would be nice. Kewanee going to be receiving the football again. We're about 2 minutes before the start of the second half. if Kewanee can just get some opportunity here and go down the field, keep away from the mistakes, and it's going to be good. I got good vibes about it. I think that one thing about Coach Matt Taylor we've seen for the last 2 years since he's been head coach, they make some wonderful changes.
Yeah, good adjustments, and
yeah.
It was a really good adjustment after those first 2 drives. That first quarter was pretty much all Princeton, but then the second quarter, the Boilermaker defense really gained its legs, and they were able to compete and keep them off the board, except for the 3 points there right before half. And there was a lot of bad field position for the Kewanee defense as well, as Princeton started every time except for the last one. They started in Kewanee territory, so eventually at the end they were starting to flip the field a little bit. Just got to keep that momentum going, and really got to find a way to get some yards. You got to get Duarte the ball in some space, or you have to use him as they're really keen on him. So maybe you have to use him as a decoy, and you fake that and maybe get some quick hitters over the middle, little slants or something like that. But just really got to find a way to keep the defense off the field, because they really worked hard in that first half and did a heck of a job.
And keep that offense for Princeton off the field, because they can't score most times if they're not don't have the football in their hands.
Indeed, yep. It was like I said, it was just kind of building at the as the game wore on. Kewanee kind of settled in and really started battling well with the Tigers, but we all went into break and we watched that wonderful production there by the band. And they're lining up on the field here for the opening kickoff. And it's an all-important first series for the Boilermakers.
Back deep again will be Dontavian Thomas on the far side. On the near side will be Preston Stabler for the Boilermakers. Ian Morris will be kicking the ball off from his own 40-yard line. I'm wondering if they are going to be kicking the ball in between the area there, or are they going to kick the ball deep? Because they've got some really good coverage, too. I thought maybe they might even be outsides, but last time I looked, they were not outsides on that kickoff. So they're just a very quick team. And here's a kickoff by Morris, and it's going to be deep to Dontavian Thomas at the 7-yard line. He fumbles it, picks it back up on a run, stays on his feet, can be brought down close to the 20-yard line, about the 19-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Boilermakers at that point.
All right, well, here we go. Boilers get the ball out to about the 20-yard line. And so it's pretty standard where they've been getting the ball, pretty deep in their own territory. They're going to have to go to work on offense to try to switch that field.
Colson Welgott will bring his troops up to the line and try to get a couple first downs here. Again, they give him a pretty good spot there. It's right on the 20-yard line, so 1st and 10 for the Boilers. And it looks like a real tight formation this time. And the ball is going to be kept. Welgott rolls out to his right-hand side. Ball's going to be thrown there. It's going to be caught by Ben Taylor. Oh, what a catch by Taylor. Went over his left shoulder, I think, Jeremy.
Yeah.
But what a pass by Welgott. Oh, my goodness.
That was a real nice play. That's what you want to do. You want to switch the field, get a big hitter right off the bat. They lined up tight, like in the wing T formation. But then Welgott rolled out to the near side, and Taylor snuck through in the middle. And he was all alone. Welgott put the ball on the money. Great catch by Taylor, and he was pushed out of bounds right at the 50.
Ball back now to Welgott looking to pass. Now he's going to throw the ball. It's going to be intercepted. No, he's out of bounds, it looks like, so it'll be incomplete. And what a gun by Welgott. That was a pass that was in the air for about, what do you think, 35 yards?
Yeah, because he was at least 5 yards behind. It was a 30-yard gain, so that was a real nice pass throw. We know he's got an arm, and he put it on the money right there, and it had a lot of heat on it. So, like I said, it was a really nice catch. He had to kind of jump up backwards a little bit. Taylor did, but got both hands on it, held on to it, and 2nd and 10 now after that incomplete pass by Kewanee.
In the shotgun formation is Welgott rolling out to his left this time. Throws the ball out there in the. It's going to be incomplete, intended over there for Michael King, I believe. And trying to see the officials. I don't see a flag on the field. Do you see a flag? It is a flag holding on Kewanee. So that will back it up 10 yards. It'll be 1st and 10 to go for Kewanee.
Not many penalties for Kewanee, but they have been big ones. 2 penalties for 25 yards now.
So first and 20, I should say, for the Boilermakers. The ball back to the 40-yard line, and they've got to get the ball up to the 40-yard line of Princeton. So that's kind of easy to figure that one out, isn't it? I don't need a calculator for that one, do I, Jeremy?
They're right on the even numbers, which makes it easy.
There you go. Slot to the left-hand side for Kewanee. Man in motion now for the Boilermakers is Ace LaFollette. And now he's going to get, no, the ball's going to be passed instead. Wellgott looking, now throws the ball out there, and it's going to be caught! Oh, he's going to go for the touchdown! Taylor goes in! That is a 60-yard touchdown pass from from Colson Wellgott to Ben Taylor. Wow, what a play. You asked for those yards? Is that what you asked for, Jeremy? What did they get
exactly
on that drive?
We were talking about right there. And good job. You see the arm again by Wellgott as he was given some time. He rolled out here to the near side, and he just threw it as far as he could. And Taylor really kicked on the jets. Didn't know for a second if he was going to be able to run underneath it, but he found the speed. And then he did take a hit at about the 5-yard line, but was able to keep his feet long enough to get into the end zone for a 60-yard touchdown pass. That was a thing of beauty.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. It was wonderful. And now Kewanee, somebody's calling a timeout here. Let's see who gets it. It looks like it might. Oh, we got a player down here, so it's an official timeout. Oh, my. That's not, of course, good to have. It's one of the Kewanee players. I didn't tell you what the uniform colors were. I should give you that, shouldn't I? I forgot about that. I'm sorry, folks. Princeton's dressed in their white uniforms with the blue stripes in their helmets and the blue numerals, and Kewanee's dressed in their home black jerseys, black pants, black helmets with the orange K on either side and the orange numerals outlined in white. And the Boilermakers looking forward to maybe having something not bad happen here. I can't see the number over here, Jeremy. But the Boilermakers, again, heck of a job. It's 16-6 right now. They get the 2-point conversion. It's just a one-score game. And we're looking at seeing a chance for Kewanee maybe to get a victory here. Let's see what happens. Have you got any other scores that you...
I wasn't able to locate any. I asked for that halftime score from the AEW game all the time, but haven't been able to conjure that one up yet. But I think the Boilermakers are going to go for 2 on this one, I would assume, to try to keep it within one score. That's number 30.
That's Ace LaFollette.
That's Ace, unfortunately, yeah. He's walking a little gingerly on one of those legs.
And Kewanee will be going for 2 here. Split out to the wide side is Wellgott. He split out to the right side, and the ball's going to be kept by Duarte. He's going to go in for the 2-point conversion. It's good. 16-8 now the score. 11:28 left to go in the third quarter, Kewanee trailing by 8 right now. What a wonderful drive. And we talked about that a little bit, how nice a job Coach Taylor has done with these halftime adjustments, and Kewanee is back within one score.
They adjusted that one well. That was I like the design on that 2-point conversion play right there too. As got split out wide, they just throws a little confusion out to the Tigers, and then direct snap it to Duarte, who just ran up the middle and stayed on his feet and walked in for that 2-point conversion to cut it to a one-score game.
Now I'm looking out here. I'm looking at LaFollette, and it looks like he has got his leg up in the air. Is that maybe a cramp, you hope? Or?
I don't think so. I think it's just kind of a stretching something out.
Okay.
I hope so. We all know cramps are terrible, but they don't leave any lasting damage. Although we saw the world's longest cramp in that first game against Erie Provincetown down here.
Yeah.
It was both legs on their good player that they had.
Yeah.
Imagine having both of your legs cramping up like that at once. Whew. I don't want to imagine that. But, hopefully Ace is all right. Looks like he is in some pain down there.
Yeah. Well, Kewanee will be kicking off now from their own 40-yard line. And 11:28 left to go in this third quarter. And Kewanee is struck back in the first 32 seconds. And as you mentioned, 80 yards, is that correct, Jeremy?
Yeah, they started right at the 20. It was a 30-yard pass, and then we had our 10-yard holding penalty and a 60-yard pass. So, actually, that'd be 90 yards. Because you had the extra 10 yards in there for the penalty. So, yeah, 90 yards on that drive. So it was more than 10 times what we had in the first half. So more than I asked for.
Johnston will kick off, and here's the kick. It's going to be high, and it is deep at about the 16-yard line with the football. And, Kewanee covers him up real nicely. That is going to be the worst field position for Princeton tonight.
There's the other freshman, Eli Dennison, with a big tackle right there on the kickoff coverage. So good job. The Boilermakers really feeling it right here. The momentum has turned as of the moment. Let's see if that defense can continue to play tough like they were in that second quarter.
I'm looking at all the young men out there, Mr. Johnston out there, and we're seeing Ben Taylor out there waving those arms. Just a nice performance by the Boilermakers, so they can just keep it going and be kind of nice.
Look there, it looks like they're back to that little wing tight formation again. You got to watch the crossbuck.
And now we're going to have what?
I don't know, delay a game?
Okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
zeros
Delay
on the
game.
board. So
Yep.
going to start off 1st and 15 for the Tigers.
Back to the 26-yard line. That's where Princeton will start 1st and 10. And interesting. Lil Ganderay in there, of course. Johnston in there at the right end. Joey Janey right there. And now the ball's going to be in the second man through. Kewanee's fighting hard for it. And Dontavian Thomas on the play. It's going to be second down. And 10. Gain of 5 in the play that time for Etheridge. Well, the fans are seeing some very good football tonight, especially by the Boilermakers. They're really playing well.
2nd and 9 now for the Tigers, so they're in that tight formation again. Wishbone looks like.
Full house backfield, and this time Dontavian Thomas is going to ride him down. Also over there is Graydon Lewis, and it's going to be close to a first down. Gain of 9 or 10 on the play. Let's see what they do.
It's Christensen on that carry, and they are going to give him the first down, so we'll go ahead and call that a 9-yard gain.
And the Boilermakers once again will be wanting to stop this. Longer from 65 or 70 yards than it is from 40. Ball's given to the second man through, and he puts his head down and really is pushing hard.
Yeah,
Johnston on the play that time.
You can see the Tigers have kind of committed to just coming here. We're just going to hand the ball off to our horses up the middle and see if you can stop them. So far, the Boilermakers have been attempting, but they did get another 5 yards on that carry. That was
Casey Etheridge.
That was Etheridge up the middle. Okay.
And again, the Boilermakers coming in the game now. Abram Hicks comes back in the game for Kewanee. Second down. And the ball's on the ground, and Lott will get it. And that's a huge loss back to the 32-yard line, Jeremy.
That's a big one right there. Yeah, that's going to bring up 3rd and where are we going? About 3rd and about 16, 17? 3rd and about 17 yards.
Yep.
So that's a big play right there as the snap just wasn't there. It was off to the side, scooted away. He had Lott just had to jump on it to stop anything crazy from happening as the Kewanee defenders were coming in at him.
And that was a smart play by Lott, Jeremy.
It was, yeah. And the Boilermakers, boy, if they could have scooped that one, you would have heard this place erupt. But 3rd and 17, Boilers got to really stand tall and make a good stop here. Looks like they're continuing with the tight formation.
High formation, the ball's going to be back to pass is Lott. He throws the ball, and it's going to be almost it wasn't an incomplete pass, but almost an interception, Jeremy.
Nearly, yeah. It was tipped there by the Princeton receiver. And Abram Hicks he was sliding in, had his hands on it. Nearly came up with a huge play. But that's going to bring up 4th and 17 and the punting team again for Princeton. So,
and that is Reinhardt.
Looked great right there. I mean, gave up a couple of tough plays up the middle on the runs, but then came up big when it needed to.
Reinhardt gets the punt away. Ben Taylor is looking back. He's going to get it. No, he's going to just let it go down to the 16-yard line. That's where Kewanee will start 1st and 10. Yeah, go ahead, Jeremy. And you saw that last series for Kewanee. defensively.
Sure, yeah. You could tell Princeton came out and said, okay, we're done messing around. We're just going to run the ball right up the middle. And they just started handing it off. They did get a first down. And, they were getting about 5 yards per play, really just trying to load it up the middle. But then you get that bad snap, a mistake like that. Lott was wisely jumped on the ball instead of trying to scoop it up. But that was a loss of about 15 yards on that. And then that's all the Boilermakers needed right there on fourth down is they did go to the air, and it bounced off the receiver's hands, nearly intercepted. But now Kewanee takes over deep in their own territory.
Taylor is split out to the right-hand side. Man in motion is Duarte, and the ball back to passes. Colson Welgott, he comes over to his right side. It's going to be incomplete or complete. I can't tell. Yeah, you're going to say it's complete at the 23-yard line. Nice job by the official there.
Schultz picked it up right there, so you're gaining about 6 yards on that. Nice little pitch and catch right there as Welgott had time. They were only rushing 3, it looked like. But Welgott rolled out to the near side, and he was able to dump it into Schultz there to gain 6 yards.
Brady Schultz is just a master at grabbing that football and not dropping it. Isn't he something?
What a punt. Just to mention again, you see how far they really flipped the field, buried Kewanee deep.
Yep. Trips to the left-hand side now, and Welgott looking. Now he's going to run up the middle. He's going to have some positive yardage. He's going to be brought down to about the 25-yard line. And so it'll be gain of a couple on the play. It'll be actually a gain of 3 on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 2 for the Boilermakers. And now we're seeing Marquel King come over. He's holding his left shoulder pad area.
Big play right here for the Boilermakers. 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3, and deep in their own territory. So really, it'd be tough to go for it on this. But if you can go ahead and find a way to get these tough couple of yards, move those chains.
And trips to I should say, one man in the backfield, and it's going to be given to nobody. It's going to be passed instead. It's going to be incomplete. And Brady Schultz was going to say it's uncatchable ball, which is a good call by the official, non-call by the official, I think.
Happens right in front of the Kewanee bench. Everybody there was a little bit of contact, but that might have been an all right no call right there, I would say. But unfortunately, that's going to bring up 4th and 2. So, well, you never know. Your quarterback is the punter, so maybe he takes a look and sees. But I don't think you're going to see a whole lot of return set up here by the Tigers. They're going to play this one straight up like it's like they're just playing on defense, 4th and 2.
And it's 4th down and 2, as Jeremy mentioned. The ball is sitting at the Kewanee 25-yard line. And they need to get the ball up to the Kewanee 28-yard line. And he is back to punt, Colson Welgott is. And he has the football. Instead, he's looking to punt. Now he's going to throw the ball. It's going to be incomplete.
Well, that's tough. Thomas did have some space right there as the defender. Didn't know what was happening, but unfortunately wasn't able to put on the brakes as that pass was short. He wasn't able to get back to it, so Princeton's going to take over at the Kewanee 30-yard line. And that's really putting the defense in a bad spot right here. So let's see what the Boilers defense can do. They've been really Johnny on the spot here. See if they can come up with a big play.
They've been up to the task each and every time. And with the football, the Princeton Tigers deep inside Kewanee territory at the 25-yard line. And in shotgun formation is going to be William Lott, their quarterback. And he's going to get the ball. He's going to give it to the running back, and he is off to the races. He's going to have a first down, brought down by Dontavian Thomas of the Boilermakers. That was Casey Etheridge. And that play took a long time to develop. And I'm not saying I saw a hole, but it was just one of those that you kind of don't expect to see that happen. If you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah, about 13 yards on that carry, it looks like. 126 yards on the night for Etheridge. Brings up first down and 10 at the 13-yard line.
I formation. William Lott's going to get the ball to the first man through. That's Etheridge. He's going to be brought down after a short gain. Coming back in for the Kewanee Boilermakers is Conley. Giving everybody a little bit of a rest. That's Dennison coming off for the Boilers. Got to keep them fresh. Second down and 8. Ball on the Kewanee 10-yard line. I formation once again locked under center. I'm looking for a crossbuck here. And nope. Instead it goes to Etheridge. He's going to be close to the goal line. He's going to be brought down.
Inside the 5, up to about the 3-yard line right there, as their line is getting a good push right there. And tough. It was just a really tough tough thing to ask of the defense to try to hold from the 25-yard line. But they have got them to 3rd down now. So 3rd and 2 for the Tigers inside the Boiler 5-yard line.
We got to stop here, get some type of a turnover, because they have been living very vicariously. And with the football is, again, Etheridge, and he is going to be brought down. He'll have the 1st down.
Boilers stacked them up pretty well right there. Looks like they're blowing the whistle. They're going to have to take a look and see where this spot goes. Yeah, it looks like it's inside the 3 there. 1st down for the Tigers up at about the 2-yard line.
And we're having a timeout now called by whom? Unfortunately down there for the Boilermakers, looks like he might have hurt that leg again. That's Leo Gandaria. Again, I think it might be, we talked about earlier, maybe a Charlie Horace or a...
That could be a cramp situation, yeah, because I know he plays up the middle and looks like he might have been heading for the sidelines, but couldn't make it as something was happening there. But hopefully he'll be all right. So injury timeout, but yeah, the Boilermakers really, you can't say enough about that those 2 passes by Wellgott to Taylor. A 30-yarder, then a 60-yarder for the touchdown. Then they got the 2-point conversion to go ahead and cut the lead in half, 16-8. The defense did a good job coming out. I think Princeton got 1 first down, but they held after that, forced the punt. It was a really good punt, and unfortunately weren't able to convert as they went for it on 4th down. Went for the pass, the fake punt and pass. Wasn't able to happen. Princeton took the ball back over at the Kewanee 25-yard line. They've gotten a 1st down, 2 first downs now, as they've been just really going up the middle here on some runs. And now they're inside the 5-yard line.
And now the ball is going to be given to that
Berlin on the carry right there
for the
touchdown.
Yep. 5:05 left to go in the 3rd quarter, and Princeton has got back their 2-score lead. It's right now 22-8. But a much better job by the Boilermaker defense. Unfortunately, a very short field.
Yeah, you can't fault the defense on that one. They put up a good effort right there. Didn't allow any big plays. But, starting off at the 25-yard line, their backs to the wall. Not a whole lot you can do with that.
Morris gets the extra point, and that makes the score 23-8. The Boilermakers looking at maybe getting some points here this time. And you can't blame them for Kewanee for going for that on 4th down. Maybe the only thing was the play that was called. Maybe it wasn't the they wanted.
If it gets executed, it's you're a genius. It's always one of those. But a gutsy call, and we had the momentum. I see what you're thinking there. You want to go for it, but unfortunately wasn't able to convert. And the Tigers were after they took the ball back over. So it's back to a let's see, what do we got now? 15-point game.
Mm-hmm. So 2 touchdowns by Kewanee and 2 extra points, and Boilermakers will have a victory.
Come away with the W. I like your thinking, Russ. Let's see if we can work that one up.
So getting ready to kick the ball off once again will be that extraordinary field goal kicker, Ian Morris. And again, Tavian Thomas on the far side, and the near side is Preston Stabler. There's the kick. It's going to be right in between, and it's going to be right up almost at the goal line. About the 1-yard line is where it was. And he stays on his feet. He goes to the sideline. He's only got 1 man to beat. He's going to stay on his feet. The 50, the 45, 40, 35, 30.
They called him out of bounds here at the 50. It looked like you couldn't tell from here. He had the kicker to beat right at about where are they going to mark it? Probably about the 45-yard line or so. And the kicker did get down and must have forced him out of bounds, but did not bring him down. He continued on down the sidelines, and it was almost celebration time here at KHS Stadium. But
they're going to call a hold on
and
Kewanee.
there's a penalty as well.
Yeah,
of course.
that's the key.
Oh.
Yeah.
Killer. Did they say that's just holding, I guess, right?
Yeah, holding
Face
on.
mask.
Yep.
But again, robs the momentum right there. That's too bad.
25-yard line is where the hold was called, so it'll be 10 yards back from there. It'll be at the 15-yard line. Just means that Keweene's going to have more yards on this drive.
More yards, yeah.
There
more
you
yards
go.
to rack up. Okay.
That's right. You know, they started off a little bit slow tonight, and you can say whatever you want to about the Boilermakers. Maybe they didn't have the right call, whatever. It doesn't make any difference. They are playing solid, fundamental football, and they're making some mistakes, but not too many. And what they got to do now, they got to get – there's only 9 seconds before they're going to have to call timeout here. Otherwise, it's a 5-yard penalty. 3, 2, 1, and they did get it off. No, they did not. Going to be calling a timeout.
Well, you know, it's almost understandable after the range of emotions that you go through on that one, because it's almost a kickoff return on the other side. And not only is he out of bounds, then they're also walking off 10 yards. You're just a little dejected trying to think of what, the team's riding that roller coaster of emotion.
Well, Kewanee has a lot of playmakers. And because you have a lot of playmakers, you're going to be able to make things happen. You just got to get people in space. We have not been able to see Alex Duarte do his normal thing. And you can't blame anybody for that, except you got to give credit to the other team for the way they've been playing. So Boilermakers have been doing a darn good job, so far as I'm concerned, of getting the ball down the field, and they need to keep doing it here. Let's see what they're going to do here. And I think that's the first time I'll call by Kewanee. And our man in motion is Duarte. The ball's going to be thrown out there, and it's going to be caught!
Well, that sure looked like he picked it up off the turf. But,
it did. He rolled over right away, too.
I don't think they're giving it to him, unfortunately.
No, they're not.
Well, from our angle, that one looked pretty good. Looked like he got his hand underneath it. It must have been a quick skip off the ground that we couldn't see from here. But that's going to bring up 2nd and 10 for the Boilers at the 15-yard line.
And the Boilermakers, again, would like to keep this drive going. Markel King comes off the game, out of the and we're having an issue here with one of the plays. Still plenty of time left. Just got to get the play off. 2nd down and 10 from the Kewanee 15-yard line. One man in the backfield, and that Colsonwell got back to pass. He runs up the middle. He got a little bit of an opening. He throws the ball out there. It's up in the air, and it's interference. No, betcha. There it was.
That one was it. Thomas went up. He tried to stop. It's kind of a back shoulder throw right there, kind of a pop-up. And he went to stop and jump up and get it. And well before the ball was there, he was pushed backwards. So that's going to be a first down for the Boilers.
Automatic first down. And I'm sorry, folks, I get into it a little bit too much. But that's the way it is. By the way, I see Ace LaFowl coming off the field. So hopefully that was just a
good to see him back in there. That's
exactly,
encouraging. He's become a big part of this team, and our injured section's already big enough over here, that's for sure. Looking over with Devontae Jordan and Gunnar Salisbury over there not dressing.
Gunnar might be back, though, in the next week or so. We'll see what happens. Week-to-week thing with him, and they need him back. Unfortunately, Jordan's not going to be back. And now back to pass is Colson. He has a little bit of an opening here, and now he's going to throw the ball out. It's going to be caught. Nice pass that time, a nice catch. But Ben Taylor got that ball and just went forward, and they got another first down for the Boilermakers. But Colson Welgott has got it going. He's got the mojo going. I mean, maybe that's kind of an old cliche, but he has got confidence in his passing, and he's getting the ball very crisp to get it in there.
Yeah, they have about an 18-yard pickup right there from the 30-yard line up to the 49-yard line. So, yeah, great. They've got a good connection going here tonight.
And with the man in motion is Duarte again. They're trying to get the ball to Duarte. And now, good job by Welgott. He's going to run. He's going to have a first down and then some. Stays on his feet. Goes out of bounds. Great job by Colson Welgott. He recognized. He could have run a couple more times, Jeremy.
Yeah, the Tigers really fell back into coverage right there. So when they're not looking at the quarterback, good blocking by the line as they freed him up, and he had a lane, and he took it from the 49-yard line up to the 41-yard line. So that's a gain of 10 yards.
And the Boilermakers looking to get some more points on the board. They're moving the ball with regularity here in the second half. Trips to the left-hand side for the Boilermakers. Back to pass is Colson Welgott, and he moves up in the pocket nicely, and he is going to run up the field now. He stays on his feet, and he's going to slide. Good job by Colson Welgott.
Nice, not moving the sticks. Another first down for the Boilermakers. Welgott did a good deke right there on him. He acted like he was talking to a receiver, froze the one Tiger defender, and cut it back up straight up the middle of the field. And gained, let's see, that was from the 41 up to the 26.
The 15 yards.
15-yard chunk again.
So 1st and 10 for the Boilermakers. They're at the 25-yard line of Princeton. One man in the backfield. Plenty of time left in this game. Back to pass is Welgott, throws the ball across the middle. It's going to be incomplete, and that was not a nice play, and they're going to call a penalty on Princeton. Oh, you better believe it. Defenseless receiver got him low, didn't he?
Well, he went up, that was Thomas. He went up high on that one to try to catch the ball, and they undercut him pretty good. I think they're calling that a defenseless receiver. And it was kind of scary how he fell, flipping down on his head and stuff. But the laundry is out on the field, and that's going to be another, was that 10 yards or 15 yards?
15 yards that time.
15 yards right there for the Boilermakers as they are in the red zone.
Yep, they're down to the 1st and 10 from the, I believe, the 13-yard line. So the Boilermakers once again driving. And again, Colson got a quarterback in the shotgun formation, looking to the right. He fakes the handoff, and he's going to throw the ball. No, he's going to run it instead, and he's going to go in for the touchdown!
Yep.
Touchdown, Colson Welgott, touchdown, Boilermakers!
Right at the corner. That's a beautiful play right there. 14-yard touchdown run by Welgott. Boy, he really showed some speed right there, huh, Russ?
Yes, he did. Okay. Boilermakers once again score another touchdown, and Kewanee will be out either to attempt the extra point or they're going to go ahead and go for 2 here. Let's see what they do. It's 23. No, evidently he did not go over. I'm sorry. He's out at the 1-yard line.
Out the one. I thought I saw hands go up for sure. So, okay, well.
Okay, here we go. And a direct snap to Duarte, and he is going to be close. And he does go in for the touchdown. Touchdown, Alex Duarte. Touchdown, Boilermakers. Thought for sure that he was in, like you said, Jeremy.
Yeah, he went right at that pylon, but they went back to that same play they ran on the 2-point conversion as they split Welgott out, snapped it directly to Duarte with a head of steam and 1 yard to go. It's tough to stop him. They did get him down that time, but he was in for the touchdown.
23-14 the score. It's a 9-point advantage by Princeton. And this has been a whale of a football game thus far, folks. And Kewanee will be they're going to attempt there's 13 seconds left before the ball must be snapped. And here we go. And they're going to attempt the extra point with 2 seconds, 1 second. And there's the snap, and there's the kick. It's up, and it is good! 23-15. It's an 8-point lead. It's still a 1-score game, Jeremy.
That it is, Russ, as we got 3:21 left in the third quarter. Score 23-15 in favor of Princeton, but Kewanee with a real nice drive right there. A lot of that was a lot of Colson Welgott. He really took control. They're keying so much on Duarte. They're he didn't even, until that last snap right there, he didn't even get the ball on that drive, but Welgott really using his legs on that one, showing some good speed and awareness, and got him right down the field to make it a 1-score game.
The only time he got the football was on the direct snap, and he scored the touchdown. He doesn't have many yards, as you mentioned earlier, Jeremy. We're talking about Duarte. But what they're doing is they're putting him in motion, and they're taking him to the side of the field, maybe looking for a pass, and he takes one. He's got either 1 or 2 people over there with him all the time, and that allows the defensive secondary, the offensive secondary, to go ahead and move away and get the opportunity to have a pass in the hands, and they're getting single coverage almost every time.
Yeah, and a great job by Welgott finding his receivers or using those feet, and I'm really kind of impressed with the speed on that one. That one, I thought he got right to the pylon, and they were going to give him the touchdown on that. But even the play before, where I think he went 18 yards, he, like I said, he kind of faked like he was going to pass to a receiver out there, froze the defender, and then just cut straight up the field quickly. So, fun. This, you couldn't ask for a lot more if you're a Boiler fan right now. It's, late in the third quarter, and you're down 1 touchdown, and momentum's definitely on your side.
It'd be nice to see them make a mistake here, Jeremy, get a fumble or something, and get the Boilermakers deep inside their territory. And here comes the kickoff. And it's a nice high, deep, and it's going to be caught. And they've got a wedge going up there. Oh, coming in there, breaking that wedge up.
Ooh, ball maybe.
And the ball is out. Did Kewanee get it? Let's see.
The ball was on the ground.
Okay.
Princeton retains possession. Boy, Russ, that would have been huge right there.
And you know who was that broke up that wedge? Came in there. It was Joey Janey Jr. Wow, that young man really came in there and broke that wedge up, and that enabled that to happen. That was nice.
Yeah, he looked like a cannonball on that one. Shout out to Cannon. Busted it up, and somebody laid a real good lick on the runner right there. Ball came out. Unfortunately, the Boilers weren't able to get possession, but here we go, Princeton. They're splitting out 3 real wide way out here to this side.
And there's 3 Boilers out there, of course. Now they're going to run the ball to the side and getting some yardage that time. We're going to have a first down, though.
About a 12-yard run. I wasn't sure who carried that one. Oh, that was Etheridge.
Well, again, Ace Christensen last year was the one that really hurt Kewanee. Not so much Casey Etheridge, but
160 yards on the night so far for Mr. Etheridge. He's having a real nice game.
Yes, he is. Kewanee now is facing this vaunted offense. See if they get a stop here. Slot to the left-hand side. Ball into the hands of Lott. Lott gets the ball out into the flat. It's going to be complete to the 50-yard line, to the midfield marker. It'll be 2nd down and 4. Trying to see who it was that caught the ball.
Yeah, I never really did see who that receiver was. It might have been, we're going to go ahead and give that one to Jagers for about 6 yards.
Yes. Now trips to the left-hand side. Now, the last time they did this, they ran the ball up to the right-hand side. Let's see if they throw the ball this time. They're going to give the ball again, the same exact place. It'll be a first down for Princeton. Run the ball that time.
Tough running right there. That was Etheridge again.
Yes.
He got about 6. They're not giving him a very good spot. Looks like 5 yards we're going to give it, but that will move the chains.
Mm-hmm. So first and 10 for they're inside of Kewanee territory again. Kewanee thus far has outscored Princeton in this half, just so everybody knows, 15-7. Ball is going to be given to the first man through it. He's got a wide open hole, and he's going to be brought down, but not before he picks up to the 32-yard line from the 46. So that's a 14-yard gain. That's Etheridge again.
Yep, they're going to their bread and butter right now. He's up to 180 yards on the night. Ace LaFollette hung on for the tackle right there.
The freshman. And Kewanee gets to have him not just this year, but for the next 3 years also.
Well, we're going to have to find a way to jump a gap right here. The Princeton line is really making some nice holes for these running backs.
And there's that crossbuck again. And Dontavian Thomas comes in and makes the play. And Brady Schultz is down on the ground. I'm not sure what's going on. And Dontavian Thomas comes out. He's limping.
Was that Christensen on that carry?
I think so.
Gain of about 7.
So it'll be 2nd down and 3 to go for first down. And man in motion once again. That's instead. Oh, what a nice play by Conley. And that is.
Yeah, I think that was Duarte just ran right into That was Berlin on the run. They tried going to the fullback right there, and Duarte just met him right there. That was no gain on that one.
Nice hit that time. It's going to be 3rd down and 3 from the Kewanee 24-yard line. Do you think they're going to go for it, or if it's or are they going to go for a field goal if they don't get it here?
Let's just stuff them here and make them think.
Yeah, there you go. Lott is going to hand the ball off, and Kewanee almost had him, but it's going to be a 1st down.
Yep, they had hands on him in the backfield right there. I think
Etheridge.
Hicks had his hands on him, but boy, it's real tough to bring that guy down by yourself, and especially if you're at a bad angle, which he was. But unfortunately, that's a 1st down again for the Tigers.
This has been what they have needed in this second half, and this time Kewanee almost has him at the line of scrimmage. They hit him once, twice. He's going to be brought down. Duarte over there, and that's once again Etheridge. Good sportsmanship by both teams thus far tonight. And that's the end of the 3rd quarter. The score at the end of 3. Princeton leading at 23-15. And again, I want to say thanks again to all of our sponsors for bringing you this particular football game, as they have been all year. And again, we want to thank all of our sponsors for making the broadcast in WKEI Regional Daily News 102.1 FM and 1450 AM possible. They are State Bank of Toulon, Tanks Auto Body, Ed Moore, Chevrolet, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, Wiffles Hybrids, People's National Bank, PM Performance and Cycle, Union Federal Savings and Loan Association, Guppy's Lake, Ace Hardware, and Bill's Auto Body. On behalf of our community, we are grateful to all of our sponsors for giving those who couldn't make it in person the opportunity to listen in. So, Jeremy, what we got to do here?
Well, I don't know, but if you would have told me before the game that we're going into the 4th quarter and the Boilers are down 1 score, I'd be feeling pretty good about that situation. So, feeling good about it right now. Just going to have to make something happen. They've really pinned their ears back and ran it well on this drive so far. So the defense is going to have to try to find an answer for that. It won't be an easy answer, but maybe if somebody can get a helmet on the ball, jar it loose. You really got a key on Etheridge, but they do have other weapons. But right now, I think on this play particularly, I'd tell Duarte to just go right after Etheridge and bring him down. If they go to someone else, hats off to him.
Okay, in the shotgun formation, the ball's given to him. Etheridge, you mentioned, he's going to be brought down. He will not have a 1st down. It'll be 3rd down and short, about 3rd down and 2 if I'm not mistaken. 11:49 left to go in the football game. It's 23-15. Princeton with a 8-point lead. Again, Kewanee's outscored him in the second half, 15-7. So make that 3rd down and 4.
3rd down, yeah, long 4. So big play right here again. If you can, I would probably just go ahead and key on Etheridge.
Let's see what they do here. Under center this time is William Lott, their quarterback. And now he backs away momentarily. And now the ball's going to be quick pitch. This time and it's going to be it's going to be a 1st down. They're trying to push him into the end zone. It is a touchdown, and that is the number
no touchdown.
3, Ace Christensen.
They haven't put the hands up there. I don't think that was a touchdown.
I didn't think so either, but
well, they did the old scrum, the thing where they're just pushing the pile forward. Christensen refused to go down. Great job by him. He got another 10 yards that way, basically. So 1st and goal at the 1-yard line here for Princeton.
And they're going to go for it. Can they get it in?
I don't think. Oh, the ball came out.
Did Kewanee get the ball? They're saying they did get it. Let's see what the officials say.
The official's saying he was down, but yeah, Lott went for the thing and did not get the touchdown. And as he went for that 2nd try, the ball went on the ground and Kewanee got it, but they were saying he was down. Must have been saying his forward motion was stopped, I would say, because he wasn't down. But, yeah, it's going to bring up 2nd and goal from the 1.
And 10:53 left to go in this football game. Kewanee would love to stop it here. Well, they've fumbled a couple times and got him back. They're very, very fortunate. And now the ball is going to be given to the running back. He's going to go in for the touchdown. That will be Etheridge again. That'll make it 29-15.
Well, that was, but boy, the defense again, hats off to them. They did a lot right there in the end. Christensen had that run where he just kind of refused to go down, just backed his way in, then got the help of his line to push him. They went for about another 8 yards right down to the goal line. Stopped him once, ball's on the ground. Ooh, I think that was blocked. That was blocked right there by the Boilermakers. So that'll keep the score at 29-15. So 14-point difference right now with the most of this fourth quarter to go.
Yeah, and Kewanee will now have to get down the field. Let's see if they can get some points on the board. And I in looking at this team, the last couple or 3 weeks, yeah, they've had a couple of losses. One loss, I should say, in the last 2 weeks against Monmouth Roseville. But I'm feeling a lot better about the way that the offense is playing. Just got to get on track a little bit earlier, and then you're going to see a lot of positive things, obviously. But Wellgott is showing a lot. And Taylor, wonderful job by him. Brady Schultz does a good job, too. Now, I saw him kind of limping out when he came out of the game, Brady Schultz. Hopefully he's okay. I'm trying to find his number 21. Do you see him anywhere out there? There he is. He's standing over here, right by the bench. Hopefully he's okay. He is taking a drink of water. So hopefully, again, it's such a hot, humid night tonight, folks. And because it's a hot, humid night, it makes it tough for people that are good athletes when they're tuned up and ready to go. And then, boom, you have that hit in the right spot, and it makes it hurt bad.
Been a hot connection tonight between Wellgott and Taylor. Let's see if we can get a good return and start that connection back up.
Morris gets the ball. It's going to be caught at the 3-yard line. And getting the ball this time is Stabler. He's going to be hit and brought down at about the 26-yard line. Preston Stabler returns at about 20, let's say 19 yards.
Pretty good return right there. He just put his head down and hit the speed straight up the middle. Got some good yards. Kewanee starting off with fair field position right here for tonight. They've had some really bad field position, and a lot of these drives have started deep in their own territory. This one out at the 27-yard line. So not as bad. 28-yard line, I guess, actually. Not as bad, but boy, those kicks go deep. He's kicking and he's booming them right down to the goal line.
Mr. Morris knows how to kick that ball. Ian Morris. And slot to the right-hand side for Kewanee and left-hand side both. Ball is going to be kept, and going to pass is Wellgott. Now he's going to be flushed out of the pocket, goes to his right, and he's going to throw the ball out. It's going to be – that's it. That's a flag there, too. The guy was going against not looking back at the football at all, Jeremy.
Well, he never touched the receiver, but the ball hit him right in the back. That was Etheridge, I believe, number one, that he never turned around to locate that ball. And it went right off his back. So going to be incomplete pass. 2nd and 10 for the Boilers. And they're really dropping everybody back into coverage. They're only rushing 3. So Wellgott's got time back there.
10:34 left to go in the football game, and it's 29-15, a 14-point lead for Princeton. And again, slots to both sides for Kewanee. Empty backfield. With the football is Duarte. And Duarte stays on his feet. He is going to be brought down at about the 48-yard line of Princeton. That will be a gain of 23 yards.
23-yard gain. So, yeah, they'd been faking that handoff to Duarte, and they finally got Princeton to stop keying on him, and he had some room up the middle there, and he nearly broke that one.
He had one man to beat, and give him credit. Princeton stayed with it. So it's 1st and 10 from the Boilermakers inside of Princeton territory. Trips to the left-hand side for Kewanee. Now Duarte looking to get the pass. It's going to be thrown over there. It's going to be caught, and he stays on his feet. He's being tripped. That is a penalty. You cannot trip another player.
I couldn't see how he couldn't. He absorbed the initial hit, put his hand down on the ground, but it was like he was kind of stuck there to him. I'm not sure if he had a hand on him or what. I couldn't tell from this angle. But he wasn't able to get up and get moving, so that was actually a loss of one on that pass.
Well, maybe I'm wrong in my assumption. But
I don't know.
When you trip somebody, it's an automatic penalty.
I couldn't see what was holding him up there. It looked like it was like, okay, you're still on your feet, go, and it's like, ooh, he's just kind of stuck there.
So second down, back to pass is well got again, being flushed out of the pocket, throws the ball up there. Nice pass, and it's going to be incomplete.
That was a good-looking pass right there by Colson. He dropped it right down in there. Unfortunately, Schultz wasn't able to reel that one in.
Coming back, getting a play is Colson Welgott. It's going to be third down and 11 from the 49-yard line of the Princeton Tigers. Duarte comes out of the game. Plenty of time before the next play has to be done, but again, no.
Third and long, you don't have to get the whole thing right here. You are in Tiger territory. You're going to go for it on fourth down here, but if you can get this down to fourth and manageable, that would be helpful.
Dual slots, and the man in motion is Ben Taylor, and the ball given to Colson Welgott, flushed out of the pocket again. He throws the ball out there, and it's going to be out of bounds. No good. Marquel King was a little bit out of bounds when he caught that football. So it's going to be fourth down now, and 11 to go for the first down from the 49-yard line of the Princeton Tigers. This has been one of the closest games that Princeton's had in the last couple of years, except for the loss they had against Morrison last year on that field goal at the end of the game.
Did you see Morrison beat Galesburg?
Yes, I saw that.
Wow,
yeah.
That's Class 2 going against Class 5.
Yeah.
That's a big win for the Mustangs.
And what we got here? And now we'll go ahead and get things going here. Fourth down, and again, the ball just inside the 50-yard line.
See what Princeton does on defense here. Looks like they're only going to be rushing 3 again unless they blitz some, but if so, I'm sure they're going to be spying Welgott, but let's see if he can use his legs.
And now he's being flushed out, and the ball's going to be dropped, and it's going to be picked up, and you're going to get a touchdown.
Well, that's too bad right there. The ball just got knocked out of Welgott's hand. He wasn't able to pick it up, and the defensive player for Princeton he scooped it on the bounce and stayed right in stride, and nobody was going to catch him there.
So with 9:09 left to go in the football game, it's 35-15. 20-point lead now, 3 scores. They're going to go for the kick again, pretty sure of that. 9:09 left to go in the football game.
Picked that up right about the 45-yard line, I would say, of Princeton, or of Kewanee.
Of Kewanee, yeah.
So about a 45-yard fumble return.
Kewanee will get the ball back right away, though, which will be nice. Unfortunately, the touchdown makes it a 3-score game. Now what are they doing here? Are they calling a timeout?
Kewanee does have a player down.
Okay, there I see, yes. Thank you. So it's an official's timeout. And this could be because of the fact that the Boilermakers, he tried to reach and tackle the big guy going in for the touchdown for Princeton. And I think maybe we got the wind knocked out of him. He tried awful hard to get a hold of the Princeton player, Jeremy. Close game. 1-score game. With Kewanee getting 1st and 10 from the 48-yard line of Princeton.
I don't think they're going to run the play here. I mean, the Kewanee player is on the field, but they went back out like they were.
Yeah. Yep. Is it Johnston? No.
Tyler Johnson, yep. Back up on his feet.
He worked awful hard trying to get down the field to make that tackle.
Yeah, that was a backbreaker right there.
Morris will be in to attempt the extra point, and now we're going to have what?
I think they jumped off sides. It looked like the Tiger guard kind of just shot off into the line, so might have to kick this one from 5 yards more. Unless they're going to go for it here. It looks like they're switching some personnel.
Yes, they are. They're going to say it's against Kewanee. Offsides against Kewanee is a little bit closer. Yeah. Now what's going on? Okay, so they're going to go for 2 here. Half the distance to the goal on the conversion. And Lott, the quarterback, is going to hand the ball off once again. And going in for the 2-point conversion will be Ace Christensen. Makes it 37-15. 22-point lead for Princeton. Still 3 touchdowns, but stranger things have happened in high school football. Still plenty of time left, but Boilermakers are going to move the ball down the field in a hurry. We'll see what they do. Is that a harvest moon, Jeremy?
I would call that a harvest moon, Russ. It's harvest time. Boy, they're definitely out in the fields right now.
Yes, they are.
It's been such beautiful weather we've had lately. If you like hot and dry, it's been beautiful. And it looks like with fall coming up, I think is fall Sunday or Monday. Anyways, the temperatures are going to fall back down about 20 degrees, so it's going to feel a lot different probably next Friday when the Boilers go on the road to Hall.
Yes, they do. By the way, don't forget tomorrow night will be the Hall of Fame induction ceremony. We'll be talking about that. Matt Costenson, the head of the Hall of Fame, was able to go ahead and bring the people out and onto the field. That was kind of neat. Okay, now a long kick to the 6-yard line. Come up the field in a hurry is Stabler, I think, and he's going to be brought down to about the 22-yard line. Field position has been paramount in this game tonight.
Oh, it's all been in Princeton's favor, yeah. So the KeWanee defense has done a great job, really containing what they could with that bad field position. But those kicks, that's one heck of a kicker they got. He's putting everyone down inside the 5 about the goal line. And KeWanee really hasn't had the one good return that they did have. Penalty called back and inside the 20-yard line as well. So, the wind just really kind of gets taken out of you right here. But we'll see what the KeWanee offense comes up with after giving up those 2 quick scores. It was a 1-score game, and the Boilers were driving. But, things happened right there. That fumble return for a touchdown really took it out of him, but Colson back to pass.
And he is flushed out of the pocket. He's going to move up. Now he throws the ball over. It's going to be caught at the 38-yard line. No, are they saying it's incomplete?
He had to been close to the line of scrimmage. I know he was dancing around there, but it looked like Markel caught it. Yeah, they're moving the sticks. That's a first down, about a 13-yard pass to Markel King, I do believe.
Yes, it was, and he was trying to stop the clock from moving. 8:53 now left to go in the football game. Kewanee with moving the football. Ben Taylor split out to the left side, and in the slot, I think that's Schultz, if I'm not mistaken. One man in the backfield, and Colson Well got in the shotgun looking. Now he's going to dance around. He's going to be brought down at about the 38-yard line. Going to be a loss of about 1 on the play. And that was the kicker, Morris, on the play. So it'll be 2nd down and 11. And the Boilermakers again split out. Hurry up offense. You call it what again?
Well, they say turbo when they want to line up and do one quick play, I think.
Ball's passed over there. Going to be in and out of the hands of Markel King. And so that will now make it 3rd down and 11. Coming back in the game for the Boilermakers will be Joey Janey. We haven't seen him much on offense. A heck of a hitter on defense. So 3rd down, clock stops in that play with 7:59 left to go in the football game. Slot to the left-hand side. One man in the backfield. And back to pass is well got. And it's going to be, ball's going to be thrown out there. It's going to be thrown out of bounds. He had heavy pressure. He had to throw that away. He's shown some maturity, though, Jeremy, I really think, in these last couple of games. So they made him a couple of mistakes, but still he's shown a lot of maturity. And, he didn't have to play football. I mean, the young man is a heck of a pitcher for Kewanee, and not only that, but he also is a very good basketball player too. So we'll see him in both those sports yet coming up this year. But we'd love to see the Boilermakers get an opportunity here to get some more points on the board. Man in motion is Ben Taylor, and now Walcott is going to be flushed out of the pocket, goes to his right-hand side, throws the ball out, and it's going to be incomplete. So turn the ball over on downs, and that ball was intended for, I believe, Dontavian Thomas, I think. And so it's going to be 1st and 10 then for Princeton in the Kewanee 38-yard line. Hoping to have Coach Matt Taylor come up and talk to us here a little bit after the football game. So glad you could join us once again on WKEI and also on WJ on AM and FM both. And back at it, are they?
What a bad couple of minutes for the Boilers right there. I was just looking back at the timestamps on that. So yeah, with 3:21 left in the third quarter, Kewanee made the score 23-15 as after a long, well-got run, 1-yard conversion there by Duarte. And then at 10:49, Princeton did score to make that score 29-15, and then just a minute and 40 seconds later, the 45-yard fumble return to make the score 37-15, and that really just took the wind out of the sails. But it was quite a game up to that point.
Ace Christensen picks up 3 yards in that last carry, and they will once again be under center, and with 7:12 and the clock is running, and this time Etheridge stops. I'm looking at that cross buck again. No, it goes instead to Etheridge, and he is going to be brought down again. He had a nice gain that time. And they have not run that cross buck play hardly at all. That trap play. Third down and 1.
It worked. It worked a couple times early, but then Kewanee was able to stop it there. In the second quarter and in the third quarter, and they've never really went back to it since then.
So 3rd down and 1 from the Kewanee 29-yard line.
That's going to put Etheridge right at about 200 yards for the game.
And the ball is given to the first man through, and they're pushing. Let's see. It's close to a first down, obviously, and it is going to be a first down.
Is that Berlin on the carry again, number 40? I think
yep.
the fullback.
That is him.
Not a lot of yards for Berlin tonight, but he's had some key pickups up the middle. 6 carries for 12 yards.
6:16 left to go in the football game. They're setting the chains, and now Princeton will come up to the line. Kewanee trailing by a score of 37-15. Like Jeremy just mentioned, it was an 8-point game. It was 23-15, and then 2 touchdowns. One on a fumble recovery for a touchdown, which I was hoping the Kewanee would do that, and unfortunately Princeton was able to do it. 1st and 10, and Mannon's going to be in the running back there once again is Etheridge, and he is going to go for a touchdown. 28-yard touchdown run by Etheridge. So they got their 40 points that they wanted. 43-15 the score now. So the last 3 scores have been by Princeton. Again, 23-15, and now 3 touchdowns in a row scored by Princeton. And here comes the extra point. 5:44 left to go in the game. There's the Reinhardt sets it, and the kick is up, and it is good by Princeton's Ian Morris. And again, 5:44 left to go in the football game.
Hall of Fame induction ceremonies on at 6:15 in Peterborough, Florida. This is free.
So once again, the Boilermakers trailing by 3 scores here. Be nice to get at least one of them back, Jeremy, huh?
Yeah, it would be to get feeling better about yourself right now. I mean, you can't fault the effort. Unfortunately, it was just a real tough real tough turn of events right there. A couple of minutes really turned the game around, and but it was a real fun game, and no lack of effort from the Boilermakers. I mean, Princeton put the ball on the ground before they scored that touchdown when it was still 23-15, and the official ruled it was down. I couldn't, of course, I couldn't see it from here, but what could have been if that ball does go down and the Boilers take over, down one score, could have been a whole lot different game right now.
Stabler gets it. He's going to come right up the middle, and he's going to be brought down. So there's been one interception and one fumble by Kewanee.
One interception early by Princeton, and then the fumble, and then it was scooped up and returned 45 yards for the touchdown to make it a 3-score game at that point, and really deflate the stadium and kind of take things down. Now the Boilers got to come back out and see if they can get something going on offense and try to feel better about yourself. You're going into Hall next week. You got to try to get your spirits back up and hopefully go get back in the win column. Two tough teams to play. They played them real tough 2 weeks in a row.
Yep.
It's not going to reflect that on the scoreboard this week. Everybody's going to look at it and think, okay, that's what it is. But no, it was a real hard-fought game.
Wellgott has it's 2 seconds left to go, but they're not going to get this off. Now they're going to call a timeout here, which is a good idea. And again, they had the shorter field too, Jeremy, because we went for it on 4th down. They didn't get it. So they had a real short field at that point in time. Defense has been on the field quite a bit here in the last few minutes, and then you have this, that, and such that happen, and you don't like it, but it's the way sports are. Whether it be your pro team, your college team, or your high school team, you can't do a whole lot about it.
Yeah, it was. It was a good effort tonight by the Boilermakers, and like I said, they just ball didn't bounce their way a couple times. The defense really did play great. We could figure out a way to take the first quarter out of these last 2 games. The last 3 quarters, the defense has played really good.
In actuality, too, Kewanee had the football with a chance to tie the game up in the second half, and unfortunately they weren't able to do it. They actually gave the ball up. They went up for it on 4th down, and it wasn't able to happen what they wanted to have happen. And then Princeton goes in and scores. So here we go. Give Princeton credit. They've been playing good football, obviously. Wilson Wellgott will be underneath the center. And he has the football. He's going to hand it off to the second man through. And he stays on his feet.
Good tough running there by Ace LaFollette as he made a couple of people miss and broke a tackle. And took it out for, let's see, they give him close to a first down.
And he went out of bounds. It stops the clock. No, it did not stop the clock.
It is a first down. So right about 10 yards on that carry by LaFollette. Good run. Good to see him back in. He looked like he was a little dinged up there on that big 60-yard pass play that Kewanee had. We looked back and he was down on the turf, but good to see him running.
1st and 10 for the Boilermakers from their own 32-yard line. They're going to hand the ball to the second man through. That is Waylon Lambert. And he's going to be brought down, but he crosses the 35 up to the 36-yard line. Maybe the 37. That number 44 on his back, it's going to be a gain of 6. And 4:40 left to go in this football game. Again, Princeton leading it by a score of 44-15. Wellgott will be under center once again. Marquell King will be split out to the right-hand side. And I formation for Kewanee. I'll set I this time. Ball is going to be given to the first man through, and it's going to be close to a first down.
That Lambert again on that carry?
That
was number 25, Landon Greenhagen with the carry.
So it'll be 3rd down and short to go for the first down. 1 yard, let's say. 3:57 left to go in the football game. So it'll be a gain of 2 for. And Wellgott will bring his troops up to the line.
3rd and 1, big play right here if you can keep the ball and keep the chains moving.
Split out to the left-hand side is Abram Hicks. And the ball, quick pitch to Lambert. Lambert is going to get the first down. He's going to be knocked out of bounds, but not before he gets past the midfield marker.
Gain of about 8 yards on that one.
Yes. From the 42 to the 48, so yeah, about 10 yards, which is nice.
Yeah, it was a good run. Saw a little speed right there on the edge when Lambert got out there. He turned on the jets and really got about 4 extra yards there.
Chris Crow comes in the game for the Boilermakers.
Another freshman?
You know what? I don't know, but I'm going to look and see right now. He is a freshman. Yes, you are so smart, Jeremy Peart. And now I formation. The ball's given to the second man through and cutting it around the corner. Let's see. And that's Lambert again. And he's going to be brought down just short of the 40-yard line of Princeton with 38 seconds left. Or I should say with 2:45 left to go in this football game.
Gain of about 7 on that. Another good run by Lambert.
And it would be nice to see a touchdown go here. You know, it'd be really nice. 2:30 left to go now in this football game. Second down and 3 from the 41-yard line of Princeton. High formation. Slot to the right-hand side. Wellgott looking things over. And
is that Wellgott still under center? Or is that Braden Johnson, I think, number 4?
Yeah, he just came in. And the ball's on the ground. And unfortunately, mishap on the handoff there. That is, you're right, that is Braden Johnson, yes. And he is a junior. And he'll come out of the game now. No, he's going to come over and get a play from his coach. Colson Wellgott is over here on the sidelines.
Minute 45 left in the game.
I don't think that the stats are going to be really one-sided, Jeremy, except for the fumble recovery. It was pretty even in the second half.
That
for
second
the most
half
part.
was exciting. A lot of Colson Wellgott highlight plays in that second half to really make this a close, fun game. 2 early touchdowns, and I think they got the Tigers to jump off sides there, didn't they?
I think one of the running backs from Kewanee had a misfire. No, you're right, Jeremy. Look at that. So it'll be third down and 4 for a first down.
Got a couple of scores here, thanks to my brother Brew. Looks like Sherrard overhaul right now, 20-14. That's a final, actually.
Oh, wow.
And I'll give you a couple more after this play.
And once again, under center, the Kewanee Boilermakers. The Lambert has it. He's going to be brought down. It'll be 4th down and short with 1:01 left to go in the football game.
What else do we have here on views from the west? Knoxville 48, LVC 18. That must be Lewiston, I do believe.
Yes.
Farmington 54, Bureau Valley 6. That's a final. And yeah, Riverdale. Looks like Riverdale took the loss to Mercer County. Not able to see the score on that one, but they did lose. 4th
down and 2 for Kewanee. Under center, as we mentioned, a quick pitch to the side. And let's see. Lambert's going to have the first down. Can he get out of bounds? He does get out of bounds. And so that with 20.8 seconds left to go in the football game.
From the 40-yard line, looks like they're marking it at about the 34-yard line.
So 1st and 10 for the Boilers. They're 33 yards from Pater. And it's 13 seconds left to go in the football game.
Be the last play of the game here. Let's see if they can, fumble snap.
3, 2, and 1, and that is the end of the game. The final score here tonight is 44-15. Princeton defeats Kewanee. And again, Kewanee will be playing at Spring Valley, Illinois, against the All Red Devils. Okay. Your local bank since 1928. Check out their mobile banking app. Available on iOS and Android. That's People's National Bank. Your locally family-owned auto body shop for over 60 years, Bill's Auto Body. Also, PM Performance Cycle in Kewanee is the area's leading motorcycle repair and service center since 2016. Let Ken and his team fix your ride right. Your hometown hangout, perfect place to kick back after the Friday night lights at Guppy's Lake. Wiffles Hybrids is proud to sponsor Kewanee Boilermaker football. Union Federal Savings Loan Association, take charge today. Open a checking account with Union Federal and get some of the best checking account with Union Federal and get some of the best fraud prevention available. Visit online, myunionfederal.com. Union Federal Savings Loan Association, member FDIC. And Princeton gets the Breedlove Traveling Trophy once again. They have gotten it to, 5 out of the last 6 years, I believe is what it is, if I'm not mistaken. And the one time that Kewanee was able to get the traveling trophy, Princeton did tie them in the, supposedly, but Kewanee actually won the automatic bid. So you got some stats to give us, Jeremy, huh?
Yeah, yep, I do. Again, Russ, that was just a really exciting game till about the 9-minute mark in the fourth quarter. It just kind of unraveled there with that big play, fumble return touchdown. But before that, it was really exciting, really into it. Started having visions of getting that trophy back for Kewanee in a year that didn't really expect that to happen. But hats off to the kids and the coaches for a hard-fought game tonight. We'll start off with the Boilers. The Boilers stats. Duarte had 7 carries for 28 yards. Taylor had 1 carry for 5. Asa Follett had 3 carries for 9 yards. Welgott had 8 carries for 40 yards. Lambert there at the end had, 5 carries for 28 yards. Landon Greenhagen had 1 carry for 2 yards. Welgott through the air. He threw the ball 23 times, completing 6. So 6 out of 23, but boy, those were some big ones. And big ones to Taylor, of course. He had a 30-yard pass, a 60-yard pass, and then a 29-yard pass reception for Taylor. Lewis caught 1 for 11, and King had 1 for 13 there. So 248 total yards. And remember, at halftime, Russ, the Boilers had 7 yards. So the offense really did get it going there in the second half as they put up 241 yards in that second half. Unfortunately, 1 interception in the first half, 1 fumble. A big one, of course, there in the fourth quarter that was scooped and returned. I think they ended up with 10 first downs, the Boilermakers did. Switching over to Princeton, of course, Etheridge, you mentioned how last year he didn't really get us that big. Well, this year he did. 228 yards on 26 carries. Ace Christensen had 9 carries for 74 yards. Berlin up the middle, 6 carries for 12. And the quarterback Lott had 1 carry, which was a big one for a first down on fourth down. That was 4 yards. There he also threw the ball, 14 times, completing it 7. So 7 out of 14 for Lott for 40 yards. So not a lot of big plays through the air, but they did make a few. Christensen had 3 catches for 18 yards. Reinhardt 1 for 3. And Jagers had 2 catches for 12. First downs looked like it was about 20 first downs for the Princeton Tigers. So they really did move the ball up and down the field a lot, especially that first half, like I mentioned. In the first half, they had 174 yards rushing plus 34. They had 208 yards in the first half, 358 total. So 150 yards in that second half. So the Boilermakers outgained them quite a lot in the second half, but unfortunately, the big play and the turnover there really just took the wind out of the sails, and what was once a one-score game in the fourth quarter became a bit of a blowout.
Yeah, it was. So the total yardage for both teams again, Jeremy?
358 for Princeton, 248 for Kewanee. So 110 yards difference.
The score was not indicative of what the play of the game was.
No, like I said, so yeah, they had 208 yards in that first half, so 150 yards in the second half for Princeton, 241 yards for the Boilermakers in the second half. So, yeah, like I said, if you could take away those first 2 drives that Princeton put together touchdowns on, it's a different game.
Yeah, it is completely different, and I think that Kewanee proved to themselves as well as to other people that they can play with any team in this conference.
They certainly can. The two, the two front runners they've taken on in back-to-back weeks, and they've been within striking distance. This one got away a little bit right at the end, but yeah, for certain, it certainly shows that they can play with them. You do have to mention, of course, their big tight end did not play tonight for Princeton, so Noah Port was not there, but. Just mentioning that, but let's go over the scoring here real quick. So 10:04 left in the first quarter, so just a couple minutes into the game, Etheridge had a 26-yard run. The kick was good for a 7-0 Princeton lead. 11:27 left in the second quarter, Etheridge had a 6-yard run. The kick was no good. That was a 13-0 lead for Princeton. After that, the KeWanee defense really stiffened up after that, turned the ball over on downs a few times, forced a punt from Princeton. And with 1 second left, Princeton did kick a 45-yard field goal to make the score 16-0 at half. KeWanee came out of halftime with 11:20 left in the third quarter. A couple big pass plays, the biggest one being a 60-yard pass from Wellgott to Taylor for a touchdown. Duarte took the direct snap, ran it in for 2, so that made the score 16-8. So one score down right there, right off the bat. Out of the locker room with 5:06 left in the third quarter, Princeton did answer back with a 2-yard run by Berlin. The kick was no good. 23-8 was the score at that point. And with 3:21 left in the third quarter, it was a 1-yard run for Duarte. That was after a lot of Wellgott running to get him down the field, and that made the score 23-15 with 3:21 left in the third quarter. We got into the fourth quarter after a long Princeton drive. 10:49 left in the fourth quarter, a 1-yard Etheridge touchdown. The kick was blocked. It was 29-15, and then with 9:09 left in the fourth, a 45-yard fumble return for a touchdown. 2-point conversion was good, 37-15, and then they did tack on a 28-yard Etheridge run with 5:44 left in the fourth quarter. The kick was good to make the score 44-15, and we're going to get some of these players after this hard-fought game. Going to come up and talk with you, Russ.
Okay, Hall of Fame weekend for KeWanee. Let's go ahead and, okay. So, there we go, okay. One at a time, huh? Okay. Mr. Johnston, how we doing?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, I know it's not what you wanted.
No.
But you guys played hard.
Yeah.
Right to the end.
Yeah.
When you guys came back so strong, you got within 1 touchdown.
Yeah.
What was the feeling like on the sidelines?
We had them going pretty good, but we kind of beat ourselves. So we got a lot of stuff to work on. We need to come out first half, not second half. But it felt pretty good when we had our sidelines going at it.
Yeah, and you had everybody here really going after it, too. It really was nice to see.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it really was.
Yep.
Well, we want to say thanks for coming up and joining us. And good game.
Thank you.
It was a rookie game. People were telling me, it's going to be a blowout. No, it was not a blowout.
No.
Jeremy, who keeps the best stats in the area by far, has not even 100 yards difference.
Yeah.
So if you look at that, you can say, well, what the heck? That is pretty darn good. So good job. Back at it at Hall Township over in Spring Valley next week, and we'll be over there with you.
Yes,
Should be a fun time.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Thanks very much. Hey, you too. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Who we got next here? Mr. Ben Taylor.
Yes.
The gentleman with the, let me see, 60-yard touchdown pass. What did you do?
I don't know what I did, to be honest. It was going well. The game was going good. We needed our offense to get going, but I think we just need to come off stronger, and we can't wait for the game to come to us. We got to go to the game, and we got to start off hot. There's a lot of things to improve on, and we're not very impressed being 1-3 right now, but there's a lot of winnable games coming down the stretch here, and I'm just trying to keep my eyes forward and waiting for the next game, because all these games are winnable coming down the stretch, and it's easy to come down here and become 6-3 in a playoff team as long as we keep our heads together.
Very much so. And you can beat all these teams. You know that,
yes,
right? Okay.
I don't.
Every one of them.
Every team we played, we've been in the game, and I feel like we've had the chances to win. We just need to. Coach was talking down there. Coach Conley was talking. He's saying it's not a lack of effort. It's more of a lack of execution. We just need to know what we're doing. We just need to crisp up what we're doing, and I think we have all the ability to do that. We just have to keep everybody together as a team, because it's a hard thing to do. Going down 1-3, but that's the way the game is. You got to roll with the punches. So
you did a really good job of catching that ball. I noticed that
Thank you.
You adjusted again. Colson was under a lot of pressure there,
Yeah.
and he was able to get the ball out there, though, and you got it in space, and then you grabbed it and you went all the way for a touchdown, and that does get me excited.
Yes,
when you do that.
I love plays like that. I love even though you like the structure, but I mean broken down plays like that. Colson does a great job of extending the play and moving outside the pocket, and he really doesn't get enough credit for that. And I mean he's a great person to be playing with. He understands the game. And really, I mean, I'm happy to have him at quarterback, and I want him to keep his head up and keep his head held high because there's a lot of success waiting for him coming down these last games. So
Sure
I'm excited
is.
for it.
Well, good luck next week at over in Spring Valley, and I know you'll get a W.
Yes,
next
we need
week.
to get a W next week. Get it rolling.
Okay, sounds great.
Thank you, sir.
Again, Ben Taylor, they had the one of the captains for the Kewanee Boilermakers, and next we're going to have. Yeah, don't forget that helmet. Mr. Conley. You like that?
Yeah.
Heavy on the mister?
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. I watched your dad play.
Did you?
Yep. And I watched him play baseball, too, and just a real good family. I watched your brother play, and he was fun to watch, too. So you play the line.
Yeah.
But you do a great job. You block well. I noticed a couple plays you got in there. You hammered those guys. And, it's fun to see that when you see you go after them and hit them so hard. And you guys had a couple plays where it looked like you had even fumbles,
Yeah.
But unfortunately, nothing called there. That does happen. You're not going to have everything happen your way. But you guys were within one score going into the fourth quarter against a very good Princeton team.
Yeah.
So what does that tell you?
It's just like we just need to work harder. We're there in every game. People underestimate us, but we just got to keep on working hard, and we'll get the W.
I know you will. Any last thoughts before we let you go?
No, thank you.
Okay. Good to see you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very much. Thanks for coming up and talking to us.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. And now we've got a young man who I've watched play football for Kewanee for a few years. His name is Alejandro Duarte. Do I say that right?
You do. How's it going, Mr. Russ? How's it going?
I'm fine. So, you weren't able to carry the ball a lot today. They were really keying on you big time, huh?
Yeah, it happens, yeah.
But you know what? You still did well because you were able to take 2 or 3 of their guys. That's what they think of you.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we saw last week how you went almost not single-handedly, but I mean, you really did a great job of getting down the field and getting the first touchdown for Kewanee. You have really grown as an athlete for Kewanee. It's so much fun to watch.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I'm doing my best here, yeah.
So, what do you do in situations like this when you know you're trying your best and they're keying on you so much? What do you do in that situation?
Just try and keep my head up, trying to encourage our team. We have a fully capable team. I believe we have a fully capable team, and just because one player is not able to do some stuff, that doesn't mean that other players can take the lead and just lead us.
You know what's going on, and you have breakaway speed. It's very impressive, your speed. One thing we saw a lot of in the last couple of games is the way that your team is able to go ahead and get out. And when you have space, you're able to go ahead and take it all the way. Where do you guys learn? Do you have wind sprints to teach how to do that? What is it that teaches you how to do that, to get out in that space and then make the most of it?
We practice it all the time. We do drills. Coach Tavares coaches us up during the week. Just stuff, certain situations. So that's a certain situation.
Yeah.
We do stuff like that during practice.
Well, we saw Wellgott with speed tonight.
Yeah,
we saw Taylor with speed tonight. We saw you last week with speed. We saw you have a nice gain over here. It was great. You did a great job.
Yeah.
So, any last thoughts? We'll let you go.
We played hard. Fell short, but it's not a bad loss for our team, and it shows other teams that we're here to play and we're ready to have a good rest of the season.
Yep, and you're going to have a good, very, very good rest of the season. Playoffs are coming. They're coming. I know they are.
Yes, they are.
Thanks for coming up and joining us. Yeah,
Have a good one.
Call me Russ. Everybody calls me Russ. You're so nice.
Yeah, thank you. Have a good one.
But you're a tough football player.
Thank you.
I would not have wanted to meet you on that football field. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah. Okay. Have a good one.
Okay,
See you later.
too. Thank you. That's Alex Duarte of the Kewanee Boilermakers. Now we're going to have the head coach of the Kewanee Boilermakers come in and talk to us. And that, of course, is Coach Matt Taylor. Coach, how are we doing tonight?
Hey, good. Russ, Jeremy, Mr. Doan and everybody helping out. So glad to be here.
One score going to the fourth quarter. Am I right or am I wrong there?
No, you're right. I mean, we scored our second touchdown, kicked the extra point. So we were at would have been 15 to 23. So if we could have got a stop and we would have had to score another touchdown, we would have had to. Coach Conley would have been thinking about what 2-point play we would have done. And we, the officials do the best they can. I'll have to look at the film, right? But again, I've supported officials. I know it's a tough job. I'm just interested sometimes. I'm not on the other sideline. I don't see it from their view over there. But there's been a lot of action on the other sideline for whatever reason this year, and it's just. I'm going to have to watch the film and see what's going on. But listen, I told the guys at the end of the game that there comes a point in time where they got to believe and they got to show up. I told Coach Conley, I said, hey, next game, if we have the option, I said, the offense is going to get the ball first. I'm not sure what's going on, and it's the defense wants to spot 2 touchdowns to a team and then decide to play. And make it a great game. And so I think the fans were pleased, for the second and third quarter. Not so pleased with the first and fourth quarter. But I just told the guys, hey, we ran through a tough stretch of our schedule at the beginning of the year, slightly different than last year. Last year I think we started out with some teams with lesser ability than clearly the 4 teams we've played this year. Mm-hmm. And and it was advantageous to us last year to get us rolling. Right now, what the guys should be looking at is that we've got some tough teams coming up, but if you look, statistically, we might be favored in some of those games, which means we got to go out there and put it on people, and we've got to play good football, be technically sound. I saw a lot of discipline from our guys tonight too. We got them to jump a few times. I don't think we ever had a defensive offsides. They tried a few times on us. So again, some of the stuff that we're preaching in practice and teaching and we're doing game in and game out is there. We just got to get sharper. We just got to get cleaner as a team. The offense has got to be a little more consistent. The defense definitely has to get started earlier than the second quarter if we're going to make a run here at the end of the season, get to 6-3, and get into the playoffs feeling good about ourselves. So it was a great night. The fans were great with all the festivities, the Hall of Fame inductees. It was great to hear some of those names. Some of them I know quite well, and some of those teams were great teams, and then those individuals as well as some of the coaches that I know. But we're going to keep working, Russ, and that's it. I know the coaching staff and the players we have. We're going to do everything we can to get them better, and we're going to have to get better quick. We go play Hall next week up at Hall, which is always a tough place to play as well. So we'll be on some grass, and then we get to come back home for homecoming against Mendota. So, our goal is to be 6-3 at the end of the year. Period. I mean, it was tonight going into it is to get to 7-2. It's always been to play and to win ball games, and anytime I thought about this team, I thought it was a team that could go 7-2, 8-1, and with the proper play, could run it. And we've proven so far. If you look, we've been dominated in a couple aspects, but every team we've stepped on the field with this year, we've been competitive with right now. And competitive doesn't get you wins, and nobody likes to go home and say, well, I was competitive. That's not it. Right, and that's not what we're trying to do. But we got to find I wrote on the board today before the game, and and it was a reminder in between one of the timeouts. I just said, hey guys, this is 11-man football, and we need all 11 of you to play as a unit and play together if we want to stay in this game and be close and have a chance to win. And we did for 3 quarters ish. And I just think if we could get kick-started a little bit earlier. Something to get us rolling, that would be great. I don't know if we've got how many fumbles we got this year. We got one last week against Roseville, but that would have been a nice one to get down there. We had a couple other spots where some balls were loose and stuff, and some of those big plays. We had a couple interceptions that were possible. They ended up being drop balls, and the defensive backfield played real well. I thought there were some positives all around. Defensive line are just. And the offensive linemen are just they're just pounding on the other team, and the other team's pounding on them. And I tell you, I think you got to talk to Tyler Johnson. He's man, what a job he's doing this year for us, and Braden Conley, and I know Duarte and Taylor came up here, but in all reality, I'm going to get some other guys, some seniors, a Marquel King, a DT, a Cash Ellerbrock, Leo Ganneria, and I know I left some out. Waylon Lambert came in, played a lot of linebacker today, coming off an injury, played some backup running back here at the end. So, the senior class is stepping up, and then and I just got done talking with quarterback, Colson, and man, some of the plays he made, and I'll listen to your broadcast later. He did some very extraordinary things in regards to coming up, stepping out of the pocket, and he kept some drives alive. I mean, so what he can do, and what he showed tonight, what he can do in that little bit of a spread outfit. Or that spread offense there is exactly what we do. What we have to do better as receivers is hit some of those hot routes. We got to get the quarterback to hit some of the underneath stuff and take a little bit of what they give you. Because I'm not a believer statistically, and I think statistically it's proven, 35 to 50-yard passes aren't that good. They're not that successful. The success rate is not that good. So, but hey, I know the lights are shutting off on us, and what a great night. And I wish it was different for the fans of Kewanee football, but I do know this, everybody. Your young men and the coaching staff, we're working as hard as we can, and we're trying to stay in games. And we got to turn the corner though, because we're running out of games, and we got to get to 6-3. And we still want to get in the playoffs and make a run.
Sounds good to us.
Yep.
Thank you so much for taking the time to come and join us. Coach Matt Taylor of the Kewanee Boilermakers, and what a great game it was, down by just one score entering the fourth quarter, and the Boilermakers come up a little bit short, but again, they play hard football. And Jeremy, you have anything you'd like to share with us at all, or? I do want to mention that for the Kewanee High School Athletic Hall of Fame, the induction ceremony is going to be tomorrow night at 6:15. If you want to come out to the Peterson Auditorium, it'd be kind of nice to have you there. For Coach Kirk Freestead, distinguished alumni Nathan Breed, Eric Welgott and Nick Welgott, friends, Goods Furniture, and Jerry Salisbury. Female athletes Gloria Guy Hawkins and Karen Peart Krager, and Freya Block Watson. Male athlete Cal Breedlove, Steve Kuffel, and Dante Pryor, and the team is the 1993 Kewanee football team. So it was a good game, and until you mentioned like 9:09 left to go in the fourth quarter, Jeremy, it was a game. It was a really good game.
Yeah, it really was. It's not, the scoreboard is not indicative of it. They turned off all the lights, but they left that scoreboard on, man. I'd sure like that to go away, because that was a really close game. And hats off to the Boilermakers. I think that this is really going to lead them to a charge through the end, and let's see if they can get these last 5 wins.
Sounds good to me. We want to thank everybody for listening and for watching. I also want to thank Coach Matt Taylor for coming up and joining us after the game. I want to thank Jacob Doan for being our videographer once again. He does a masterful job. And I also want to thank everybody for listening and watching, and also the IT department for what they do. They really do a great job of keeping us on the air, and thank you to them, of course. And again, we want to say thanks to all of our sponsors making this broadcast from WKEI Regional Daily News, 102.1 FM and 1450 AM possible. And they include the State Bank of Toulon, Tanks Auto Body, Ed Morse, Chevrolet GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, Wiffles Hybrids, People's National Bank, PM Performance and Cycle, Union Federal Savings Loan Association, Guppy's Lake, Ace Hardware, and Bill's Auto Body. On behalf of the community, we are grateful to all of our sponsors for giving those who couldn't make it in person the opportunity to listen in. We will be on the air next Friday night from Spring Valley, Illinois, for the Kewanee Boilermaker Hall Township Red Devil football game from Richard Nesty Stadium. We'll be on the air at 6:30, and the first the kickoff will be at 7 o'clock. Thanks again for listening. For Jeremy here by my side, this is Russ Hughes saying good night and God bless.